Who did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect?
Welcome to the east side. We don't wait for doors of opportunity, we just wait on when we gotta kick them in. Decatur, Georgia, or a den of thieves. Hidden leaves just to feed the village. Hidden leaves make them feel like ninjas. Niggas always keep the metal tucked till you run up, get your face cut. Got your brukins on the back end. Know too many niggas trapped. They be stuck in genjutsu. They see the world from a different view. Shadow clones cause they silhouettes. Hard to point out when they robbing you. You never know what be inside of you. You never know who you be talking to. Till it's 2 a.m. on the east side. Black as shadows in the nighttime. They don't wait on nothing but the right time. He ain't come around the corner. Shots fired, that's a nigga down. Sad, but this is normal around this town. I've been crying for my niggas found. I've been praying for my niggas down. Always looking for some progress. Try a nigga, he gon' regress. Locked and loaded that nigga ready. Turn your brains into red spaghetti. I be looking for God here. Hopefully see that I'm trying here. Save my niggas cause they really lost. Tie down my niggas before you write them off.
They say, Vic, don't you move on that side, boy. Both the crime rate and junkies stay high, boy. Scary niggas, they ain't see my vision. Now they see it, they want on the convoy. Stop by the corner store, know that it's kissing. Then let them watch windows pump gas for a bag of chip shot with the water. But no, they got size, I don't need no patchouli. I just want water. Start bitch with my brothers like Pops and Earl. We gon' turn Keller Road right into a Melrose. I might turn Wesley Chop to a motherfucking church. And they got them my people and teach them their worth. I don't need no appraiser, I'm knowing the worth of my property. They just sold out the cap, always a lot in the world. And I'm winning it all like construction on this side. I'm taking my time, now it's 2 a.m. on the east side. Up as fuck, no I'm writing rhymes. Late night, not an early morning like an alchemist. I'm turning into something. Shots fired, that's your nigga down. Sad, but it's no more around this town. Cause I'm calling, say you beat the charge. He can't wait to come back around. Other cousin call, he almost out. Say he heard prices went back up. I confirm they gassed up. Told him chill, though, cause we next up. People be looking for God here. My job is to teach them look in themselves. Say my niggas cause they really lost. Spitting for the ones they breaking off.
Who did you expect?
Biggest the what? Biggest the what? Biggest the what? Biggest the Super Bowl.
Niggas so thirsty, don't put me in beef. Dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock cause I love the mystique. I still wanna give me a song where I be. Can't trust everything that you saw on IG. Just know if I diss you, I make sure you know that I hit you like I'm on your caller ID. I'm naming the album to fall off. It's pretty ironic cause it ain't no fall off for me. Still in this bitch getting bigger. They waiting on the kid to come drop like a father to be. Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K-Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started the league. But right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, the one that they call when they shit ain't connecting no more. Feel like I got a job in IT. Rhyming with me is the biggest mistake. The Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake. Hey, how the gang got away from the bars, man, this shit like a prison escape. Everybody stepping, we're fucking and everybody breakfast, and I'm about to clear up my plate. When I show up, it's motion picture, blockbuster. The goat with the golden pen, the top toucher, the spot rusher. Spray this whole shit up, the crop duster. Not Russia, but apply pressure to your cranium. Codes automatic when aiming them. With the boy in the status of stadium. Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing shit that they did in the studio. Niggas usually send they verses back to me and they be terrible, just like a 2-year-old. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the GOAT. I'm like, go ahead, say it then. Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who you bitches really rooting for? Like a kid that had been from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole. Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
Call that girl on her phone, G. Never paid attention to the room or the homie. She just missed another opportunity, And I know that she lonely with no company, She so busy reading text, she ain't even read the room, yeah. Always sending texts like I just want myself a little boo, yeah. I think I just went stupid, hit by Cupid. The arrow hit my heart, I hope she noticed. Gotta read the room, yeah. Learn to read the room, I really wish that you can read the room. I really wish that you can look inside of me, and I can tell you how I feel, little baby. Just learn to read the room, Read the room. Just read the room, Just read the room. Learn to feel that presence and that feeling in that mood. Just learn to go ahead and feel that moment too, Learn to read the room. Trying to talk to you was honestly so fucking strange. Trying to find a way that drove my brain to be deranged. I would've never thought I'd have this kind of issue. I couldn't connect with you inside of the same room. I know you feel me, at least I think you do. It's hard to tell, I cannot read the room. You seem to be unfazed, that's what you supposed to do. You seem so confused, baby, why won't you learn to read the room? I really wish that you can read the room. I really wish that you can look inside of me, and I can tell you how I feel, little baby. Just learn to read the room, Read the room. Just read the room, Just read the room. Learn to feel that presence and that feeling in that mood. Just learn to go ahead and feel that moment too, Learn to read the room.
I'll show you how to read the room, baby. Say you faded off that drink, I hit the road and zoom, baby. Project nigga section 8, I never had a spoon, baby. She says it's rated, this movie coming soon, baby. No, I ain't worried about your boyfriend, he ain't like that. See me, it's on sight about that pussy, he gon' fight back. He gon' risk his life, I beat him up like go down my path. But your bitch want me, so it ain't my fault that you tried that. Oh yeah.
Learn to read the room, I really wish that you can read the room. I really wish that you can look inside of me, and I can tell you how I feel, little baby. Just learn to read the room, Read the room. Just read the room, Just read the room. Learn to feel that presence and that feeling in that mood. Just learn to go ahead and feel that moment too, Learn to read the room. Yeah, everybody think it's a game. Yeah, everybody think it's a game. Yeah, everybody think it's a game. Boy, I ain't playing no games. No, boy, I ain't playing no games. Yeah, don't nobody know about the late night, early mornings with no sleep. Don't nobody know about the low time we ain't really had nothing to eat. Don't nobody know about the time we had to ride around without tank on E. Don't nobody know nothing but me. Don't nobody know nothing but me. Don't nobody know about the grind that it took. Don't nobody know how many times we put ourselves out there and got overlooked. Don't nobody know our pockets was low. Don't nobody know they think what they know. Don't nobody got love for a man, especially when a man hitting it low. Everybody got words of wisdom. Who putting in a word though? Everybody wanna get a trophy, but you ain't make it to the ship though. Better stick to your sailboat. I know you love to ride a wave. I see you really love to follow. Should've said it was over here though. Whoa, everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game till you get played. 2K. Pat me the pressure, I handle the rock. Stay on the ground till I shoot to the top. Harder than lava, I fired the op. Stay back and shoot, my heart is your heart. I don't miss nothing, my shot can't get blocked. Bust in my face like I'm Curry on God. My mentality win at all costs. Snakes in that grass, had to cut a few off. Keep my head low, my focus is people. The confidence is key, don't let haters get to you. Critics always wanna say something negative. I can't mind them, I know that I'm better than them. I just know I gotta grind for my team. Take the title home and be MVP. Once I do, I'ma show on the king. Finger to the left, so quiet my demons. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game till you get played, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We added again another edition of yours truly, the one and only, the Aaron O Show. I appreciate y'all for being here. I know it has been a early week because whenever you guys get holidays in the middle of the week, y'all take vacation and y'all skip out of work. Well, some of us just show up to work every day. I ain't gonna say who it is, but we gonna shout out to them. Now, let me mind my manners and make sure I give a big shout out to the sponsor of the last show, which was none other than the Southern. I don't know if I should say that. I want to start this stream off the right way. So big shout out to GBGville for being the sponsor of the last show.
Gang.
And we're gonna have another one. All right. Appreciate y'all being here. I don't know what we're gonna get into today. I have a little bit of inkling what we're gonna do, but I don't know how long we're gonna be here. So we just gonna fire off. So big shouts out to Gville one more time. I appreciate you, brother. Thank you for always showing love and always holding us down everywhere you go. People want to know who we are, so we tell them. Now, what a beautiful day in the neighborhood. So let me tell y'all this. It's been an interesting day to say the least, okay? I don't even know. Is her name Jada Waiter? I don't know. I don't even know how to say her name, so let me not get myself in trouble. But, you know, shout out to the women that set the trend and supposedly the men follow. So we're going to discuss that. Women setting the trends, women leading, and men following. We're going to discuss hearing things from right out of the woman's perspective and how it comes across to us, the men, and how we receive their messages, okay? We're going to get into that. And we just want to hear different perspectives. I want you guys to call these people out if you believe their message is inconsistent. So that's what we're going to do today. All right, I ain't going to hold y'all up too much. That's what we're going to do today. So we're going to tap into that. I want to discuss some of the comments. I want to discuss the conflict I have with if you indicate something, it has to at least be consistent with the perspective. And I don't think we've been getting that. So we're going to tackle into that today. All right. That is what we're going to tackle into today. Now, I'm not sure exactly where I want to go from the beginning, but I'm going to say this. Okay, this is what we'll do. We'll start here. A lot of people like going to the gym. A lot of people don't, okay? If you're a gym rat, salute to you. It's hard going to the gym every morning, but every night, day in, day out. But if you can, you know, salute to you. That is a very much disciplined action that comes with that. And you get a lot of respect for doing such things. I think that is pretty important. So I'm going to at least give people their respect when you show up every day to the gym. It's a level of discipline. It's an indicator of your abilities to be consistent, at least in that area, right? So I think it's important that people respect people that go to the gym and give them an honest, I don't know if it should be the opinion. Well, I'll just let you decide, all right? I'll let you decide. I'm not going to decide for you, okay? So I was listening to this young lady, and she talked about the difficulties of being a gym lover, okay? I want you guys to tell me if that is consistent with what you guys believe and see, okay? We're going to start there, and we're going to start with this lovely lady here as she discussed with us the difficulties of dating when you are a gym rat, okay?
I know I'm going to get hate for this. Don't get me wrong. I know. Before you say every name in the book, I know I'm still fat. I know blah, 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 X amount, whatever. But trust me when I mean this in good intentions, and I'm not saying it as in like, I'm better. Ever since I've become, like, the gym has become a part of my life, it's genuinely not forced anymore. It's become a habit. It's become a need. Like, I need to go to the gym to feel better, be a good mom, to be a good worker. Like, I think it just balances out my life so much, and it makes me feel proud and accomplished. If it's the one thing that makes me feel proud and accomplished all day, I'm going to do it. So get that out there first. But I think it's honestly affected me with finding a partner ultimately. I'm not saying that I expect my partner to be a gym rat in the gym every single day either way. I mean, although I would like that.
Now, first, I must say this. Young lady, I'm very sorry for you if you're having trouble finding a partner because your love affair for the gym. I'm going to just tell you this. A lot of guys, I haven't heard one guy say, I don't know if I really want to mess with a girl that goes to the gym every day. I haven't really heard that been said. I haven't talked to a lot of guys when they say, man, my girl's always at the gym. She's always trying to take care of her body, and I don't like it. I haven't heard one guy. Now, you guys in the chat, y'all let me know. Do y'all know any guys that are upset or frustrated that their partner, a female, loves to go to the gym, work out, and build up a level of discipline? Is that a discouraging habit that men are rejecting in 2024? I haven't heard that. To be honest with you, I've heard much more of the opposite, is that they ain't going to the gym at all. I don't know if that's the truth. As she said herself, she's a bona fide gym lover at this point. She says she knows she hasn't lost a lot of the weight yet, but she knows that it's been important to her and it really makes her feel good. And she's indicated that she's had some difficulties with finding somebody who can understand her obsession with the gym. I'm going to tell you, as a guy, I don't really know a lot of women that are obsessed with the gym, but it ain't going to be no punishment for me. I won't punish you if you have an obsession with the gym. I won't be mad at all. Now, I will say this. If you go into the gym for 6 months, maybe 2 years, and I noticed that it hasn't increased your energy, it hasn't increased your muscle mass, it hasn't increased your health, etc., etc. You just look like the author of the TikTok, and you keep wanting to go, and you telling me you going to the gym all the time, and I don't see no results after 2 years, I might believe you not actually going to the gym. Now, young lady, I don't want to sit here and accuse you of not going to the gym, because that would be wrong of me. But if you're having difficulties because people are concerned with your obsession with the gym, I guess it depends how long you've been going there, how long you've been in this gym, how long you've been putting this work in. Because sometimes, and I'm going to just tell you the truth, there have been some ladies who go to the gym to see a trainer, and then the fellas find out she ain't really working out in the gym. So, young lady, make sure when you at the gym, this is about working out. And as we can see, I'm sure you are at the gym 100% focused.
Like that. What I'm saying is, the biggest ick and the biggest red flag to me is a man that can't understand why I go to the gym. Truthfully, like, not even just the man. I feel like when it comes to friends and friendships too, it's like somebody that questions why I need to go to the gym is an immediate red flag to me. Like, what do you mean? That's like asking you why the fuck you spend every weekend in the bar. Go try to fucking understand why somebody's so lazy then, because I just don't get it. Like, I don't get it. It's not that I'm expecting a partner to be, you know, the hottest man in the world. Clearly, look at me. But I think there's so much more than physical benefits to working out, that somebody that cannot understand it or accept it is an immediate red flag and ick to me. Like, absolutely not. And I do think ultimately, if you want to be with somebody that enjoys, that is their hobby. That's like saying, you know, it's like a positive hobby. So let's say somebody likes to do photography or drawing or painting or something. It's like asking somebody why they want to paint. It's like, It's just not adding up. If that you benefit all around from going to the gym. So I think if anything, if you have a partner that really likes to go to the gym, it should motivate you.
I've been convinced, fellas, whoever is the guy or the friend that is not supportive of this woman's gym obsession, shame on you. How dare you be upset at someone that goes in the gym every single day, comes out looking the exact same month after month after month, and you not be supportive of that? I'm sorry, young lady, that you had to experience that. I really, really am. But I appreciate you giving your insight and your perspective on a lot of the judgment that you received for being a gym rat. Okay. I am a little jealous of that. I wish that I was as dedicated to the gym as you are. And what I would say inspired you to make this video, to let any future person that you're with know it's gym life or nothing for you. Okay. So big shouts out to you. And I totally understand. Okay. That's just one perspective. We're going to get there. Let's touch on some moral perspective. We want to hear the ladies speak so we can really understand where they coming from. And fellas, if you guys disagree, let me know, because it's important that we listen to each other and we try to understand what we missing. That's what we looking to solve here today. So let's get into that. All right, let me switch to this other video, guys. Let's see here. Here we go. This video, this woman is trying to explain through her lens what it feels like to be a woman that is not tiny.
Feels a lot like being famous. For example, when you're fat, you feel more comfortable having someone with you when you leave the house, because if someone is with you, then you're less likely to get bullied. And if you do get bullied, then hopefully that person will stand up for you, kind of like a security guard would. People take pictures and videos of you out in public without your consent and post them on the internet. People assume things about your intelligence, morals, and character, even though they've literally never met you.
I want to acknowledge the fact that I don't know if that's what famous feels like, but I will say this. In public, they don't actually require your consent to take pictures. Legally, there is no expectation of privacy when you're in public. Hence, this is why you see celebrities running around and TMZ is all in their face and they say stop and TMZ does not stop, because you came out of your home and now you're in a public setting where there's no expectations for a level of privacy. So no, if they want to take pictures of you, they can. Now, beyond that, as far as, generating profits off of your likeness and things like that, that becomes a different factor, but you're in public. So that part, ain't nothing we can do about that.
People stare, like not just little kids, like grown people will have no problem gawking at you like you're an animal at the zoo. Your accomplishments are downplayed as if you don't deserve them. People treat you very differently than they treat normal people, almost like you're not a real human with feelings. They're very comfortable saying things to you that they would never say to someone that they viewed as a real person. You have to sort of live in this bubble outside of reality. Like, you can't really participate in the same life as a normal person. You can really only cosplay it. And when you are trying to be normal, you know that it's all the people around you are thinking about, even your friends and family. And you know that it affects how they treat you. And you can't even talk about the challenges you face, because then people will attack you and tell you that you chose your life and have no right to complain about the negative aspects. I know this sounds very delusional, but it's the best way I can explain it.
I've never heard the famous part, but we appreciate your insight on what it's like to not be a tiny person. We're going to take that into we're going to take that in we're going to try to see what, we're not even sure what you said and how that actually makes sense to us, but we're going to respect it. We're going to respect it, guys. All right. I think it's important. There's another thing I want to briefly touch on real quick, right? There's been a lot of statements around forgiveness, right? And men and women in forgiveness, and men don't forgive, and women forgive, and men don't. And on this show, what I've done is found out that it's not really true. It's not really true. Forgiveness happens way more for ladies than you ever expect. And all you have to do is listen to their stories. Just listen to it.
As we're dating, there was a time where I ended up being pregnant. Not with him, of course, but not by him. I ended up pregnant. I was like, okay, I don't know what to do. So then I ended up getting an abortion by myself. And it was the most horrible visit I've ever done. That moment where I was like, how did I get here? Like, I had this beautiful, wonderful man of God. I am pregnant and I have this abortion. I'm doing all this in secret. It was so heavy that I had to tell him. And when I tell him this last time, he's going to break up with me. I broke his heart like 8 times. And then this is the last time. I'm like, there's no way he wants me back, ever. And then so we talk and he said, well, did you ask God for forgiveness? I'm like, I did. Did you forgive yourself? I'm like, I don't know. Well, I love you and I still want you to be my wife. That was my moment that I felt God's mercy and grace for the first time ever.
Seems like she received grace multiple times over. These stories are more common than is shared because most times women don't like to admit that they had done wrong. It's usually an indication that a man did something so many times it made her do something. But this woman here acknowledged that she was wrong many times. And he was very, very forgiving and understanding. And even after she made a mistake and even thought she was going to deliver a child for someone else, to hide it in secret from him. And he still gave her the grace. He still gave her the grace. And this is not a one-off. This is a more common experience than women will have you know. Ladies, tell y'all friends the truth. Tell y'all friends how many times that you've been forgiven, how many times you did something wrong and he let it go, he let it slide, how many more chances he gave you, instead of you always talking about how many chances you gave him. Because the world is going to receive a one-sided perspective. And that's not going to be beneficial for y'all, because then you'll have women believing guys don't give grace. Guys aren't forgiving. And it's just the ladies. And we all know that's not true. We know that's not true. So we gotta really, really stop like sending that perspective. All right. We really, really have to stop doing it. Okay. Because I think that I've shown like one guy, older guy, he was talking about his wife and her lover were in the next room while he was recovering from a medical condition. And they survived that. And then the other lady, she went on a whole podcast talk about what she did. And she talked about she called her husband an hour after it happened and told him the truth. And he forgave her. So there's more and more examples of ladies come forward and admit to the truth. Now, let's get into some more women speak. Okay? This woman indicates that whenever a man asks her for her number, she gives them her number out of concern and fear. So she gives them her number. Okay, let's get into it.
If a man asks me for my number, I'm going to give it to him. I don't care what he look like. And if I don't like him, I'm going to throw an extra razzle-dazzle in there and be like, yeah, and make sure you text me right now or in the next 5 minutes, boo. Don't play with me. Y'all act like the block button don't exist. Do y'all know there are men out here unaliving women because they don't want to give their number up to these men? Baby, I don't care what you look like, how aggressive you came at me. You about to get this number. I was at the gas station and tall dude with dreads walked up to me and said, let me get your number. Not asking me, can he get my number? No, baby, he demanded it in a nice way. And even though he wasn't my type, I still gave him my number and smiled and said, make sure you text me in the next 5 minutes. Don't play with me. And he walked off smiling. Okay, not angry, not triggered, not disrespected. He walked away from me smiling. Women, come on, this is chess. When I'm in the presence of a man, I'm going to give him the ultimate respect, regardless if I'm attracted to him or not. I love my life. I love my future. I love my purpose. And I'm not going to allow pride or ego to get the best of me in that moment. I'm not. If a man asks me for my number, I'm going to give it to him.
She said some interesting things there as far as pride and ego leading on to decision making that she has, where a lot of times they say, I'm not giving you nothing or pop off. She's saying that she's not going to fall victim to that. She's going to get here, take this. It's really interesting. I don't know if many guys are actually receiving this. I don't know if many guys are just getting numbers because I guess a lot of women will say that. I don't know if they actually are the ones doing it, even though they'll say it exists. But the reality is there is a rejection problem to a degree that we've noticed. I would say most guys accept rejections pretty well. I would say the large majority of guys do. So most guys getting rejected. But there are those situations where they don't handle that rejection well. So she's basically saying, I'm not letting pride, ego get in the way of nothing. I'm not letting pride, ego get in the way of anything. And I will definitely say, here go this number, pretend like I'm interested here. You got it, just to get out of that circumstance. You know what's so interesting? I actually kind of, not saying it's an apples to apple comparison, but I parallel the mindset to what we tell people when they get pulled over by law enforcement. Hey, just follow their rules, even if they wrong, do as they say. It kind of sounds like she's in that mindset. Hey, just here go my number. Yeah, you. So it's kind of sad that has to happen. But I don't think this is the norm. I don't think this is common. I think most guys will tell you they get rejected. And she said, nah, it ain't. Most guys are saying, yo, every girl I'm asking, pretty much the large majority of them, they giving me these numbers. So there's a little bit missing in that aspect, but I ain't mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. I don't know if I don't even know if she's joking in a sense, like this is what she would do, or this is what her actual thing is. But I kind of don't know when she says, forget my pride and ego. Is she saying that in normal circumstances, women have pride and ego in those circumstances? To what degree? To what degree does a woman have pride and ego for a guy to be like, oh, let me get your number? Where does pride and ego come in there? That's the part I don't really follow. Well, that's her perspective. She speaks. Now, I want to discuss one more of these things, okay? There was a young lady by the name of Jada Cheeves or Jada Waiter, from what I've heard her name to be. And she was on $1 million worth of game. $1 million worth of game. And a question was posed to her, and she gave her answer. And I want to know if this answer is consistent with how you guys think and what you guys experience.
Yeah. Can a guy have less than you and you fuck with him?
Oh, why you saying low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat?
Yeah, no.
No, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no. I'm not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
yeah.
I want you to pay attention to what she said, and I'm very curious. That young lady that is with her, I'm not familiar with her. She says, I feel like as a man, you should have more. I think that's a very interesting statement by a young man.
Can a guy have less than you and you?
Oh, why you say it low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat.
Oh,
You said,
yeah,
said-
no. Mm-mm.
No, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no.
No,
I'm
listen.
not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
Yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than.
yeah.
As a woman, that's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that. And I never want to be a part of that. But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'd rather it be with somebody that I can actually that could benefit me rather than somebody that's taken away from what I got going on. Because these men that don't have the financial status that you have, they are gonna try to just make you feel like you're not her. I've seen it. I have plenty of friends that got hella money and they got a regular guy.
Can a guy have less?
Now, I know you guys heard what she said. I want to say this. This young lady has been documented on being somebody that is a big supporter of her father of her child, who's a known rapper called Lil Baby, right? And he's gone on to have an ultra level of success, and she's invested in him and things like that from what I've heard. And she's also an entrepreneur. I don't know what she does. I think maybe hair or something like that, right? So she is relatively successful in her own right. Here's the thing I want you to pay attention to. When the other lady says, I just feel like as a man, you should have more. Is that an acknowledgement that a woman views a man as her superior? I'm not saying that it is true. I'm asking you, is her default statement an indication that a man is superior? When she says, I just feel like as a man, you should have more than me. Comparing a man should have more than a woman, just based upon the fact that he's a man. Is that an indication of acceptance that men are superior, just solely based on the fact that they're a man? Because that's what I heard from that young lady's perspective. Here's the other key things I want you guys to pay attention to, right? And I want to see if you guys catch this. When these conversations around money and treat it less than and make you feel like you're not that woman and all those things, right? I want you to notice a very important factor. Either women believe money makes your character, or, well, no, her indication is that money makes your character, right? With a statement like that, that's an indication that with money, your character is better. Women often claim that they want a man of good character. In most people's estimation, good character doesn't fluctuate by the amount of money or the amount of success that you have. Good character is good character. Whether you're up, down, indifferent, you have good character. So to me, when I hear what she says, and I'll let her say it again because I really want you guys to hear this.
Less than you, and you.
Oh, why you say it low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat.
Oh,
You said,
yeah, no. Mm-mm.
No, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah, no.
No, listen.
I'm not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
Yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than.
yeah.
As a woman, that's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that. And I never want to be a part of that. But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'd rather it be with somebody that I can actually that could benefit me rather than somebody that's taken away from what I got going on. Because these men that don't have the financial status that you have, they are gonna try to just make you feel like you're not her. I've seen it. I have plenty of friends that got hella money and they got a regular guy.
Can
Now, part of what I'm listening is she says she see women, they got a lot of money and they got a regular guy. If you have good character, it doesn't matter how much money you have. The money's not going to change you. The character is your character. So to me, when they say that decision is being made based upon if they have more than the guy, that's what they basing the decision on. It's not based around character. They're saying, or in our experience, a guy, and I want y'all to pay very close attention to this. A guy will only be nice to me. A guy will only be respectful of me. A guy will only treat me with good character if I have less than him. So that means the man is only doing that, not out the kindness of his heart, not out the good, not out the spirit of him, not about who he is, not about his character. He only like, yo, what you need, mama, I got this and that, because he has money. If you remove money from him, then he will treat you how he truly wants to treat you. If you remove the money from him, he's going to treat you how he truly wants to treat you. But if you give him money, then you believe that because he has money, at the best, he won't treat you worse. He won't make you feel a certain way because his emotions hasn't changed, all based upon money. But if you took the money away from him, he's going to treat you a certain way. So you basically saying money determines character. Now, if that's what you feel, you shouldn't ask for no man with good character. Because to me, that's conflicting. You should just tell, I'm going to go ahead and take me a man and make sure he got more than me, because his character is based about whether he's outperforming me. That's what it's based around. So the expectation for guys to have good character, to me, is idiotic. The indicator you should be looking for is if he's outperforming you financially. But in my experience, I think the women are just turned off by a guy that they make more money than. And then also, and I'm gonna just say this: just the truth of the matter is, the truth is, money has a gender. The way money spends, and this is really conflicting though, but the way money spends for men and the way money spends for women, vastly different. A guy in a empowered situation will go, what you want to do? You want a salon or something? Let me buy you a business. I don't hear women say, I'm going to buy my man a business. And then here's the sad part. After the man buys the business and all that, and you break up, you still got your business. You still got your connection on his good name. How many guys you know that are thriving solely based on the fact that they're connected to a famous woman or a very successful woman? How many guys are thriving that way? How many male Caruccis do we have? Let's be honest. We know who Jada Waiter is because of who her father of her child is. Not saying she wasn't making money. It's a lot of people make money and nobody know who they is. But I'm just saying, can't ask for good character with thoughts like that. And it really ties that in. It's pretty sad. This is interesting. Kazi says, Socrates quoted, once made equal to a man, women becomes his superior. It's an interesting quote. Could be true. Could be true. I don't know. I don't know how you can become equal to a man. I haven't seen it. I haven't seen the level of equality in that sense. But I just want you guys to realize when these statements are going around, this is not character based. This is based upon that I just want what I want and I want somebody to benefit me. But the crazy thing is, this is really interesting to me. What is the reverse? If the guy does this, how do you benefit him? They never say, look, when I'm messing with a guy and he up and doing this is what I do for him. So when I'm up, I expect the guy to do this. What guys are turning down these situations that y'all thriving in? I just don't understand it. Most guys are saying they're not getting the opportunity. Women are saying they're lying, but they're saying they have an influx of opportunities of men that make money to be with them. Men are saying they're having not a lot of opportunities to be with women that make more money than them. So The opportunities afforded to them is not afforded to the men. That's what that indication is. Okay, now we need to get to some of this trends right here. Now we need to get to some of these trends right here. Okay. Whew. Women set the trends, men follow. I've always been conflicted around the whole leadership thing, and women are leaders and men are leaders and all these things. I don't necessarily know that to be the case. Who are the actual leaders in society? Well, let's break it down. This woman goes on to explain that men follow women and women set the trends. Okay? She's going to go on and explain it so you guys understand.
Y'all think that y'all can go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum? You can be in the far right or the far left and not expect men to follow? Ladies, I want you to understand something very, very quickly. Men follow the trends of women. And I wish that if you understood this, that you would know how powerful a woman really is. When women started getting this super independent, I don't need no man mentality, what do men do? They started acting like that women didn't need no man, right? And of course, I'm not talking about all men. I'm just talking about the men who fall into that category.
So, indication. When women said, I'm independent, I don't need a man, what did the men do? Follow trend. Allow them to be independent and don't need a man. So far, so good. So far, so good.
Y'all think that y'all can go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum? You can be in the far right or the far left and not expect men to follow? Ladies, I want you to understand something very, very quickly. Men follow the trends of women. And I wish that if you understood this, that you would know how powerful a woman really is. When women started getting this super independent, I don't need no man mentality, what do men do? They started acting like that women didn't need no man, right? And of course, I'm not talking about all men. I'm just talking about the men who fall into that category. And you are INDEPENDENT, right? When you started doing all of that, what did the men do? They started getting a little bit sassier. They started getting a little bit more feminine. And again, that's because men follow the trends of women. So when you get to the point of talking about sprinkle, and using men for money and not loving them, right? And not wanting to have actual relationships with them, but them just taking care of you, them just tricking on you, essentially. What did you think was going to happen? They were going to follow the trend. Ladies, I wish you understood that if you wanted men to act a certain type of way, that you have the power to control that. And that's all I got to say about this. Y'all be safe.
Ooh, okay, so coming from the voice of the woman, she says, ladies, I want you to know you have the power to control men. Y'all the trendsetters, you always lead. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to some important things. The statements are always that men do whatever they got to do to get women. Men do whatever they got to do to get women. If women say, look, pull up your pants, no more sagging your pants, or y'all not getting none, it seems to be the case that men would tend to acquiesce. And I have to tie this back to the truth. And the truth of the matter is, society, to a degree, this is my opinion, when it comes to families, relationships, things like that, when it comes to certain statuses and things like that, most women led. For example, when it comes to how you conduct yourself outside, what you wear, who you allow in your bedroom, right? Women used to hold a certain level of honor. So it was uncommon for women to mirror the behaviors of men sexually. It was uncommon. Women were the gold standard. They were the gold standard. They wasn't just gonna mess with anybody. you had to really, this is what you had to really conduct yourself a certain way for them to give you a chance. And there was no 3-date rule. It was no tricks and things like that. They just conducted themselves a certain way. When you look back at the conduct between how you even look at your grandparents, right? Your grandmother was the glue. When you hear a lot of the grandchildren speak, they speak more glowingly of their grandmothers. And it's not because the grandfather wasn't dope, because he was. It's because you saw your grandmother conduct herself with a certain level of honor. She just didn't do things because they were the trendy thing per se. She conducted herself and she set a standard. And this is something that's very, very important. See, the reason why there's a heavy request for men to lead nowadays, which has never been stated like this ever before, is because the standard used to be set by the women. The requirements used to be set by the women. And what y'all confused is that the very small amount of guys would have a certain level of leverage, but that would be 5% of men, maybe 10%, 5 or 10% of men that had that type of influence and leverage to where they probably dictated more often than not, right? But in reality, the large majority of the rest of the situation, it was conducted by women. They walked down the street clothed a certain way. When they saw another woman clothed a certain way, they said, "Get away from me. Get away from me. I wouldn't dare let you around my circle. I wouldn't dare let you around my circle." That's what happened. We getting a lot of mixed stories. And that's what I've noticed. Even when you look at, you go deep down, you look at the priests, you look at the nuns. The pastor was always the one that was getting caught up more often than not. We never believed pastor was doing the right thing. We thought, some of them, yeah, but we know when they wasn't, or their wife wasn't around, or they wasn't married yet, we know what pastor was doing. Now, the nun, the female there, we thought for 20 years she just said no. And you know why? She never popped up with a baby out of nowhere. You never saw that nun in church pop up out of nowhere like, "Oh, I'm having a baby." No, but pastor definitely had a few kids. Shh. Pastor said, they going through some things and he helping me get right. So I'm having 7 p.m., 8 p.m. meetings with him after church. Even if you look at the morality there, even if you look at the standard, the conduct, if you look at who was the standard, the gold standard was women. They were the gold standard. Who is the gold standard now? That's my question to y'all. Who is the gold standard now? Okay, Sexy Red Lonely Bird says, "You go left, the men respond." That's all. We're seeing a lot of that in society. Sexy Red, the Lonely Bird says, "If they led, then they get the blame for the community." Well, here's the thing. I don't think that they don't get the blame. I absolutely do think they get the blame. And part of the blame is, if you just be honest, let's just be honest. How many of us look at our children? I don't want to say our children because that won't correlate enough. How many young children look at their grandmother and go, "She's the standard. She's the gold standard"? They don't no more. How many young children want to be like their mom or grandmothers anymore? I don't hear young people say, when you ask them, "Who's your mentors?" they say, "We don't have any mentors." They no longer reference their moms or their grandmothers. They no longer reference their moms or their grandmothers. There's a reason for that. There's a reason why we have Jada Wade is so popular. There's a reason why Meg Thee Stallion is so popular. There's a reason why their stadiums are sold out. Asking young women who are your role models, it don't tend to be women that conduct themselves in a modest way as in the past. Now, I'm not saying they have to, but if you just pay attention to that, it is to a certain degree problematic. It is problematic to a degree. Now, the next question would then go to become, if you ask these young ladies who they want to be, who do they claim? I don't hear a reference, even the reference, like they don't even reference Michelle Obama. They just say she great. They don't say they want to go out of law school like she did. Here's the sad truth, and y'all I might not like this so much, but this is the sad truth. Most people want the easy path in life. Most people want the easy path in life. Most people want the easy path in life. And there's going to be a price to pay for the easy path in life, okay? Sexy Red the Lonely Bird says, because moms want to be the men instead of the women. I really don't know how to answer that. I really don't know how to answer that. I'm just telling you the truth. I don't hear those references. I don't see women wanting to, I shouldn't say dress like their moms, because they might want to dress like their moms because their moms is dressed in a certain way. But let's just be realistic. When you ask these, go ask your children, who do you want to be like when you grow up? See if the response is you, mom. See if the response is, but let me give you an example, right? If you look at Michael Jordan, LeBron James, for example, they all tell you the burden that their sons have to go through to try to live up to the standard that they set is nearly impossible. Are these people nowadays surpassing their moms and dads? Are they surpassing them in the sense of the standard that the mom set was so strong, the standard that she set that was so good that the daughters are having trouble mirroring it or matching it? Because the claim is the dads ain't there. So the sons legitimately have an excuse to, they can't match something that's not there. We got to go out and figure it ourselves. But do those daughters tend to want to be like their mom? And my experience, no. They don't want that experience that their mom has. They love their mom, but they don't, and I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. They don't necessarily look at their mom in a revered type of way. What they look at her as a victim, and you overcame. Thank you, mom. You worked 2 jobs and you did the best you can do, and I really, really appreciate you. But you don't want to be her. That's what I saw gotten away from us. I saw that getting away from us. And I've been noticing that's a big thing. We've gotten so far away from it. And now the parents are no longer the gold standard. And children don't smile and want to be like their parents no more. The women in particular, to me, growing up, the reason why, because I'm going to just, if we go back to society way back in the day, right? This is why I tell you guys, don't let these ladies lie to you and say, well, y'all men, y'all supposed to be the leader. That's not what women did. Women said clearly, we are women, they are men. We are us, and they are them. They never wanted to be like them. They never wanted to be like them. We have officially closed that gap to where people want interchangeably experiences. And That's what happened. The women were the gold standard of a lot of things in society. The women were the gold standard. They were the bar. They were. Let me give you an example, right? You guys know what type of women that they messing with. For example, they know when they so-called catcall some women, they know which one's gonna jump, and then they know which one's not to even waste no time on. They know when she come in, she might have a suit on, whatever the case is, and don't even waste your time. You're not even on that level. And I'm not even talking money. I'm talking her standard. Oh, come on now. You'll see a young lady walk by, and depending on what she's wearing, you go, man, I'm about to go holler at her. And see another woman walk by and go, nah, I ain't got no chance with that. There are women that listen, I'm gonna just tell y'all the truth. Women used to make guys want to lift up their pants. You remember like when guys was on the block and they just sitting back and a couple chicks walked by, they didn't pull up those pants for her. They ran up on her like, what's up? What you trying to do? Da, 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 da. But when that one woman walked by and she don't play that, pulled him up. Changed his words. He no longer said the N word after every sentence. It was, how are you? How have you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything's going. He started to speak very well. Oh, wow. So you ain't cursing every other 3 words? She don't play that. That's her standard. The gold standard is not the same anymore. Women were never, ever waiting around for men to lead them. They're not waiting around for men to lead them. This is why y'all heard those old statements. Oh, my mom, she wear the pants in the home. Now, regardless of whether you think it's true or not, it was totally based upon the fact that she had a standard. That's mom. She don't play. She got a standard. It is what it is. She get respect from men. They don't play with her. And it ain't because she got a disrespectful mouth for this and that. She conducts herself a certain way. It just is what it is. I'm sorry. If you're telling me that women are so influential, so inspiring, that they can inspire men to act right, they are like, it's got to the point where they're saying men try to shame women from doing certain things. Don't you realize women are trying to shame men? And I'm going to tell you, a lot of men don't feel no shame. Low down, dirty shame, he ain't feel no shame. You can't get that shame out there. They just don't feel the shame. The standard is gone. I'm going to ask you, guys, what lady, let's just say in general, that you can think of is the gold standard? Who's the gold standard? That's my question to you. Who is the gold standard that you can think of, right? Sexy Red, the Lonely Bird, says they don't have problems with traditional men, but asking for traditional woman roles is like an insult. Grandma role is out, but grandpa's is still good. I think they want the advantages of what comes with grandpa's role. They don't actually want grandpa. They want their grandpa that their grandmother allotted. That's what they want. So when I think about my grandparents, of course, married. If they got divorced, they got married again, and they've been married their whole life pretty much. I know it wasn't easy, but you don't know that when you're younger. You don't know that when you're younger, right? Grandma just doing what grandmas do. You don't know that when you're younger. Now, I think we want to nitpick on the good qualities that we want, and this comes with society, right? So, for example, what you mean speak for yourself? Speak what to myself? What did I say that bothers you so much? little angry lady. I'm not gonna time you out today. You're always so angry. But I'm just being, who's the gold standard? Where they at? Your grandmother just carried herself a certain way. If something was going on in the home, you ain't know. She said, mind your business. Go take care of this. Go do this for your grandfather. Do this. And they figured that out between them. The one thing that we know the truth of is that we know there was conflict in their relationship that we just didn't see. And that though the things that they endured, we want the championship without playing the games. So like we want the 50, 60 year marriage, but we don't want to play 82 games a season. Because I might injure my ankle on the 40th game and I might miss the All-Star game. So we want the accomplishment of 70 years married, but we don't want the day-to-day game. So the day-to-day game is, look, grandma going through something, grandpa going through something, but we got to figure this out between us. And it's not good. And if we don't endure to season 2, we won't make it to 70. So we got to make it to season 2 and things like that. That's what's happening. And I think that that's what's been problematic. That standard is gone. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We're not. We have to decide that. But ultimately, what I think is going on is because we always nitpick and we go, well, I want this, but not that. The one thing that we didn't learn, because kids will be kids, is we didn't realize that you actually have to endure the bad and the good the whole way throughout. We live in a society where bad, negative, is not embraced and only good is embraced. I only want the good things. The problem is you cannot have good without bad. For me to identify good, bad must exist. And human beings are fickle. We are emotional creatures. We're going to do bad and good throughout our life. And so the old style relationships just don't work for the new society. But we're still steadfast to how our grandfathers made us feel and how our grandmothers made us feel. So we want all the good. You know how, like, is it Mortal Kombat with Shang Tsung? Just take all of the powers from the Mortal Kombat people. We want to take all of the good. We want to take all of the good away from them and get rid of all the bad souls. That's what the indication is. We want to take all of the good and get rid of all the bad souls. And that's the problem that I think we're having, because I think society has evolved, and we get into a little bit of the involvement that goes there, okay? Let me see here. Sexy Red, the Lonely Bird, says, I don't want to stay at home with kids. And, I don't want to stay at home with kids. I want to make $150K, cook twice a week, and not pay no bills. Grandma was dumb. I need a break. Well, to be honest, it's all about lifestyle. It's all about lifestyle. I was watching this video, and I don't even know if I'm going to get into it, but they were kind of discussing the differences between certain races of women. And I wasn't necessarily agreeing with it, but there was a conversation around certain things, desires, and lifestyle. And I'll say this. It's almost no arguing that a lot of the places that have a lot of farmland and a lot of cheap places to live, we're not looking to flock there. We're not looking to go there. And we'll make many excuses why, but we're not looking to go there when we know there's a ton of people that live there that are living a way, way below life that they possibly could be living if they move to New York, move to the Bay Area. They want to stay in South Dakota. That's what they say. Sexy Red, the Lonely Bird, says, if certain women no longer want to be in certain roles, why are they still pushing for them to be in that position that required that, i.e. marriage and kids? Here's the thing. I don't necessarily see women wanting to be married. I see women wanting to be married if the situation is advantageous to them. Rihanna's not in a rush to get married. Oprah's not in a rush to get married. Women that have more resources that tend to possibly could take a loss if they did get a divorce are not in a rush to get married. Women that are dealing with guys that are financially more savvier than them, have an ability to make more money than them, typically are in a rush to marry those guys. But in a general sense, young women are not in a rush to get married. That's why you'll find women will be with a guy from 16 to 29, and they've been together for a long time. They were not married. And the reason why is when you're young, you're not in a rush to get married because your demands increase as you get older. You don't expect a 20-year-old guy to have a car. He might, but you don't expect it. You expect a 35-year-old guy to have a car. So your expectations just go up. And that's when you start wanting to get into that space. So I think that it exists. But we live in a selfish society. We live in a selfish society, and it's really starting to show and reflect. It's really starting to show and reflect. And you guys, we're going to constantly continue to see this stuff play out. To the point, it's really interesting, right? Where ultimately we're getting fight. There's a fight back for this fake 50-50 thing. Me personally, I'm sorry. If you paying 100% of your own bills and somebody say, let me come in and take half of that off of you, and every now and then we'll go to the movies or we might go on a trip here and there, that's not beneficial to you. How annoying is somebody that much annoying to you? So that's where we're going. That's where we're going. No matter what they say, right? And I'm set to sit back and watch all of this play out because this is where we're going with society. I think for the change to happen, women have to go back to being the gold standard. Women have to go back to being them without letting that be about men. And I have not seen that. I haven't seen a woman stand on principle and stand on her own honor and dignity without saying, well, men do it too. I haven't seen women just say, look, it's what I do. It's my standard. And that is what it is. It ain't got nothing to do with you. I'm just me. It's usually if you do this and then I'll do this. Contingencies. A standard is a standard. It ain't contingent on that. And I just don't see it. And I'm also going to say this. I'm not necessarily mad that they don't want marriage because I'm going to just be honest with you. Speaking to a lot of women and listening to the reasons why they want it is so inconsistent. Here, I'll show you a video. I was looking at a video. I wasn't even going to play it, but I have one about it. And just for you, we'll go ahead and get into it. Why not? Let's listen to a conversation around it, right? Let's pull it up. Let's pull it up.
Marriage?
I don't care, man. It's mad obvious. It's crazy.
Do you want marriage?
I don't care. If she
Oh.
wants it, cool. If she doesn't, like, if she doesn't mind, then no.
But what do you want though?
Now, if you heard his answer, right? She said, do you want marriage? He goes, I don't really care. If she wants it, cool. If not, whatever, right? And then the woman asks, but what do you want? Which is a really, really good question because his is kind of contingent upon what the girl that he picks kind of wants. It's not a big deal to him, but she wants to know just solely just for you. So I do like her challenging the question again. So let's pull it up.
Like, if she doesn't mind, then no.
But what do you want though?
I just want long-term love. Like,
Oh, okay.
the piece of paper, like the legal status doesn't, like, I would get married for a visa, like for visa purposes, for legal purposes for that.
Yeah.
But like, I'm fine with doing, like, for example, if she doesn't care about the legal proceedings of it,
Yeah.
I'm fine with doing the wedding ceremony, the celebrations of love, you know, but what I care about more is loyalty because, like, you look around, like, if you could just get divorced whenever you want to, then what is the point of the vows? They don't mean anything. Marriage doesn't mean anything.
God.
Now, you heard his perspective, right? He says, well, Marriage doesn't mean anything. It's a piece of paper, etc., etc. Now, I don't agree outrightly with that. I think there's some added things that we need to add there, but it's his opinion, it's his perspective, right? And she's kind of going back and forth with him about it, right? And he's saying, which is really interesting to me, right? He's saying, look, if she want to get married, fine. But if she don't care about the legal part and stuff like that, we can just get married without legally get married. In my honest, really thoughtful opinion, I'm like, why don't a 21-year-old or 22-year-old, why don't they just say, look, we get married, but we're not getting married on paper. We getting married once this relationship starts. Every relationship now is marriage. Just we ain't got to get legally married. So if we want to leave, whatever the case is, we won't have to legally do it. Then every relationship would be inside of a marriage to a degree, depending on the adjustments that society would have to make. That's what it would go to, okay? No, dang, don't do no harm, Jack. He's sassy, dusty, and get no cheeks. Says, no, you're wrong. I follow my wife. House Husbands 2023. That was last year. That was last year, Jack. That this is a new year, okay? But this is her indication on the situation, right? Listen,
if you want to, then what is the point of the vows? They don't mean anything. Marriage doesn't mean anything.
Hot take. I disagree.
Marriage is like your declaration of love at that moment. But people still cheat. People still abuse each other in the marriages. People can get divorced. No fault divorce. So they could be like, I fell out of love with you. Bye. Crazy. Right?
Yeah.
And so if you're allowed to do that, what will make you want to fight for it? Right? What is the difference between being super in love and like loving each other, caring for each other for 70 years without the wedding?
Now, the guy asks a really, really good question. Now, my thought is, do you think she's going to be able to give him an answer that is logical, reasonable, fantasizable, all those things? What response you think she's going to give him? Because she's disagreed with a lot of the things that he said, the reasoning behind it, legal paper, etc., etc. She says she disagrees, right? Is she going to be able to give him a response that shows why specifically she disagrees, and then for the opposite, okay? Who said House Husbands is for the week? That's a lie. That's a lie. And let me just say this. According to y'all grandfather was taking y'all to school, dropping y'all, picking y'all up with a full-time job and paying all the bills. We don't believe you. we don't believe you. We don't believe y'all grandfather was dropping y'all from school, taking care of all the family, picking up all the kids, buying all the groceries, and actually had money. We don't believe you. You had a grandfather that didn't have no money, which is like a lot of us, which is why our grandfathers was a lot more present, because they didn't have a lot of money and they was working jobs to make ends meet, which means that a job here and there, getting by, paying the bills. We might miss the rent for the next 15 days when we find it on the 16th, but the family will be closer and tied because of that. You have a higher presence because he's not tied to 80 hours a week. Most of us are not getting no money when our grandparents passed, so they wasn't getting no money. So that's why they were more present, okay? But it is what it is. No, do no harm, Jack says, well, my wife keeps me in the house. Time flies by. Well, if you find a wife that values you and the value that you bring to your family and the things that, because some women are better at making money than men. Some women are better at making money than men, and some men are better at nurturing than women. Some men are better at putting the structure in the family than women are. And some women, the reason why they're stressed out, and I'm going to just say this, ladies, the reason why y'all stressed out and the reason why y'all having trouble with life is because y'all skills for making money is what y'all good at, but y'all actually tied. And I want y'all to really listen to this. This is very important. Let me go on the big screen, because I really want you to pay attention to this. A lot of y'all are not going to be the mothers like your mom, the mothers like your grandmother, the mothers that nurtured and filled that type of love, y'all not made that way. Y'all made to grind out in society and get this money. And y'all really, really good at getting money these days. But y'all not good at the nurturing the family part. Y'all not really good at the structuring part. And because y'all want to stay steadfast to those beliefs, y'all can't evolve and realize that if I don't try to like keep you tied to a belief that I want to exist, you actually better at making these kids get up, get to school on time. You pick them up, you drop them off. You actually know how to cook. You actually wasn't starving when we met and eating top ramen only. You actually know how to take care of yourself. And I'm not actually good at that stuff, nor do I have the desire. I have the desire to work and make money because I'm good at it. I don't want to be stuck at home with the kids and things like that because that crying is going to drive me crazy. I don't want to do it. But society tells me I'm a bad mom if I don't do that. That's why y'all failing. That's why y'all don't want these kids. A lot of these guys are sitting at home playing video games already. According to y'all, a lot of the guys that I see, and I'm just telling y'all what the young guys is because a lot of y'all data is based upon our fathers or our grandfathers and things like that. Way more present. These young men are hanging out with their kids, way more present with their kids, doing homework with their kids, all of the stuff. I'm sorry. I don't know which guys y'all making y'all references to, but these guys is different. LaGarrett, what up? These guys is different. They taking care of their families. They taking care of their kids. They doing homework with their kids. They teaching them all kind of stuff. They are very present. We not the same as the previous generations. It means something for us to be present in our family's life. Hence why we're actually pulling back from wanting to work so much because we want to be with our kids. That's just the case. And it's a hard decision to make. But you're seeing more and more guys go, no, I want to be with my kids. So, ladies, that's some of the things y'all struggling with. And now, part of y'all emotional intelligence, I'm going to leave for y'all to reach out and realize this is the truth. I'm not telling y'all all of y'all need to have a man that's in the home that raises a kid, but there are a lot of men that are top of the line nurturers and structurers of family. They just may not be very good at making money. They just may not be very good at making money. But when it comes to their kids, pick them up. When it comes to this structure, hey, where the homework at? Let's do this. Find the solutions. They are very, very good at that. Just not good at making money because your degree says you can get a job here making $90,000 a year. And they just may not have that degree. And your pride, your ego is making you think you need to stay at home with the kids. But you don't. Stop forcing yourself to be in a life that you don't have to. We got all these options for people to be them, all these different things. But you still think that you need to be a stay-at-home mom because society tells you that. So now you don't want to have no kids because you like, that's too hard. They too stressful. This and that. No, you making good money. You good. You good. Change your mindset. Be more open to different things. Men are much more than money. Men are much more than money. Until you guys can recognize their greatness, a lot of y'all will struggle. A lot of y'all will struggle. And let me just tell y'all this, since the most of the actual stay-at-home like husbands that I know are not black men. They're more Asian men than anything. Let me just say that now. The large majority that I know that the women are the breadwinners and they are the home-based are Asian families, just to be candid with you. Black men have not had that coveted role yet. And it may be a way that we can help strengthen our families because I hate to tell y'all, the presence matters more than y'all know. The kids don't care how much money daddy make. The kids care about if I can read with them. Kids care about if I can go do this homework with them. If I can pick them up, drop them off to school. If I can take them here and there, they care about that. They don't care about how much money I make. Things have changed. And if we don't evolve and we don't adjust the way we're thinking, we're going to be one-track mind. That's what it's going to come down to. Let's get back to this breakdown here.
Loving each other, caring for each other for 70 years without the wedding ring and with the wedding ring.
I think marriage is more than, I know people like to throw that around. Marriage is a piece of paper. Like literally everything that we have is a piece of paper. Your passport, your like your driver's license, everything is just a piece of paper. But these papers matter. I want to
acknowledge what she's saying. There's a lot of truth to what she's saying. Passports, driver license, things like this, they are pieces of paper. The biggest difference is you driving is not contingent upon your partner saying it's okay to drive now, or we need to give up our licenses now. Those are solo controlled experiences. So it's not the best comparison to make where somebody has a level of influence on whether or not your marriage continues because it's contingent upon a second party. If I want to drive or not, if I want my license or not, it's based upon if I can actually follow the law and not get my driver license restricted. So I don't need to get your approval to get my license. You see what I'm saying? It's not contingent upon another human being with their own emotions, etc. So it's not an apples to apples comparison, but I get your point as far as a lot of stuff is just a piece of paper. You still have to go into the differences of what he's saying. Okay, KGY, what up, says public perception matters too much. We are a long way from normalizing stay-at-home dads. Now, KG, let me ask you this, because I don't disagree, but I think it's hurting us. I think it's hurting us. You know how like when we put too much AI technology out there too fast, and then we cut a bunch of jobs and replace them with for example, the fast food Wendy's. I had showed y'all the menu person was ordering. Well, the menu person been messing up. They've been messing up, so they retired the AI menu person when you go there because they was ordering the wrong drinks and all. They was messing up. So they said, we move too fast. This is not perfected technology, and there's too much of a cost. Let's get humans back in. What I'm saying is when we make changes, a lot of the adjustments doesn't come with it. We made a drastic change to the workforce by implementing women into it where jobs are interchangeably men or women to a degree, right? Outside of hard labor jobs, which women just don't want to do, right? You will see a woman pretty much at everywhere you are, right? But that shifted from the primary caretaker in the home to out in the workforce. We never shifted that. Well, the guys that they are going to replace in the workforce, we do not have more jobs than actual people available for jobs. And we don't have enough skilled people available for those jobs. So you had jobs that people were already fighting for getting taken away, whether right or wrong, and women are occupying those jobs. And we never made an adjustment for men to occupy the home. I'm not saying that that's the best thing for you. What I'm saying is we have flexibility in everything in society. You can be a dragon if you want to be. You can say, I identify as a duck. I identify as this or that. But you can't say, no, look, I'm going to stay at home with my kids. I'm going to drop them off to school. I'm going to take care of them. I'm going to make sure they good. And my girl who's phenomenal at making money, because what do we talk about all the time? They are killing it. They're doing this, and that. May not be the best role for her. A lot of these women are telling me they're stressed out for motherhood. They feel there's no help. Some guys just might be better at that role. I know y'all don't like it. When you hear a woman say, oh, I ain't gonna lie, me and my baby dad, we don't get along good, but he is a phenomenal father. Why do you think she think he's so good? Because he make money? It ain't the money. It's because the impact that he has when he's with that child. Man, my child be reading with him. He take him to school. He do all the. It's the physical presence and nurturing that man's able to do. If we were to multiply it and then do this and this and that, just a little bit and continue the edges, you'll see a difference. I never understood the fight to prevent men from having opportunity to do something in which other people are trying to bypass. So I'm going to keep speaking truth to it. I'm going to keep trying to make people think a little bit differently when it comes to that. It's still going to be ultimately their choice. But I will say this. if women like Vivica A. Fox was able to adjust and not be stuck in the mindset of, I just got to be successful, this, and that, she wouldn't have lived this amount of life and regrets, and the rest of this. She'd be more willing to just take the risk. She'd be more willing to just take the risk. So a lot of women are suffering a lot, and a lot of women want children. They just don't want to take care of them. And as crazy as that sounds, a lot of women want children. They just don't want to be the primary caretaker of children. It's too much for them. I'm telling you now, some guys is more ready for that than y'all thought they was. You just can't expect him to be super dad and super money maker. I'm not saying it can't happen. It's just they didn't expect the greatest moms who were super money makers and present in the home. Those are never the greatest moms. Those are never the moms people are raving about. The moms that they rave about are the most present. The reason why moms get the advantage over dads is because of time and presence there. It is a time award to a degree. She's always there. She's always the one. Even though she got to play good cop back, it's just that. And so it's what I've noticed. It's what I've noticed. Tone, what up? Salute to my brother. He said, for the water fund. And then what I also notice is there's not a sound argument against it. There's not a sound argument against it. And what you'll notice is a lot of women will rather bypass having children because they can't handle the pressure of it. They don't want to do it. Instead of just finding a guy where they're like, oh, I make enough money. You making enough money. And we're only speaking to the women that make the money that makes sense. I'm not telling the women that don't make the money that makes sense. But just like we're talking to the men that have those moms, like, hey, be with the kids that can afford it. There are women that can afford it. Your limitations is your limitations. So that's what I've been noticing. But we're going to see a change. We're going to see a change. Trust me. It's going to happen. Now, let's get back to her breaking down.
Piece of paper.
And with the wedding ring.
I think marriage is more than, I know people like to throw that around. Marriage is a piece of paper. Like literally everything that we have is a piece of paper. Your passport, your driver's license, everything is just a piece of paper. But these papers matter. I want to raise kids, if I choose to have them, in that same environment of the benefit of two parents in the house.
Okay.
Go ahead. What are you going to say? Finish it. I can already see
But
your
none of that
face.
is marriage.
What do you mean?
That is just two people living like.
You heard what she said? She wants to raise kids with the benefit of two parents in the house. And his immediate response was, how is that marriage?
I want to raise on marriage is a piece of paper. Like literally everything that we have is a piece of paper. Your passport, your driver's license, everything is just a piece of paper. But these papers matter. I want to raise kids, if I choose to have them, in that same environment of the benefit of two parents in the house.
Okay.
Go ahead. What are you going to say? Finish it. I can already
But
see your
none of that
face.
is marriage.
What do you mean?
That is just two people living like you don't have to be married
No.
to do that.
You're right.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But
You
you
can have
don't-
everything
Yeah.
that you just described
Yes.
without the legal marriage.
Technically single.
Technically single or
Yeah.
co-living or whatever it's called.
You're single
or-
until you're married. So, but I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. You
Well,
can still
you're not
do the
single,
whole
but yeah.
like marriage aspect, but not be together. Well, I guess
Yeah.
I value being a wife and I value being someone's married. So technically single.
Technically single or
Yeah.
co-living or whatever it's called.
You're single
or-
until you're married. So, but I get
Yeah.
what you're saying. You
Well,
can
you're
still
not
do the
single,
whole
but yeah.
like marriage aspect, but not be together.
Now notice, he had the conversation with her, right? And then she agrees. Technically, you're right. Technically, that can be done, and we're not actually married. Technically, that can be done, and it's not actually marriage. She said she had just wanted to do it in a two-parent household and things like that. But what was proven is that doesn't require marriage, and he's kind of proven that. He's kind of proven that. And shout out to my dog Spence. He says, for the water gang. Shout out to my dog Spence in the building. I'm just being honest with you. That doesn't require marriage. So there's a key point I want to take away from all this. I want you to just listen to it though.
To do that.
You're right.
Right? That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I'm saying.
But
you can have everything that you just described
Yes.
without the legal marriage.
Technically single.
Technically single or co-living or whatever it's called.
You're single until you're married. So, but I get what you're saying. You
Well,
can still
not
do the
single,
whole
but yeah.
like marriage aspect, but not be together. Well, I guess I value being a wife, and I value being someone's wife before I would ever I would never be a mother before I'm a wife. If I never get married, be together. Well, I guess I value being a wife, and
Now, notice she said, I value being a wife. This is what she said. Pay attention to that, right? Listen.
marriage aspect, but not be together. Well, I guess I value being a wife, and I value being someone's wife before I would ever I would never be a mother before I'm a wife. If I never get married, I will never have a child.
Right. But
Did you hear her? She said, if I never get married, I will never have a child. Within this whole conversation of what this guy is saying, what is your reason for that? What is your reason for that? I'm not saying that it's wrong. Everybody can want what they want. You might want a red Lamborghini. Somebody might want a black Rolls Royce with the stars in the ceiling. Fine. But what's your reasons behind it? She said, I will never be a mother before I am a wife, which, to be fair, is what men have been telling ladies. Yo, make sure you get married before you carry, etc., etc. The biggest thing that I'm not saying I have a problem with is she doesn't say, I will wait to have sex until after I'm married, because that part she has no problem with. So to me, that means it's not a religious thing, right? It can't be a religious thing, because she's not saying I'm going to wait to have sex. She's saying, I just have to be married before I have a kid. So it's not a religious thing to me, because that would be inconsistent and that would be a little hypocritical, which ain't uncommon. But that's what she's saying so far.
Mother before I'm a wife, and I value being someone's wife before I would ever I would never be a mother before I'm a wife. If I never get married, I will never have a child.
Right. But that is more to protect yourself. Right. So if you end up with the wrong guy, you get something out of it. The law protects you.
Okay.
Right. If you get to
now, y'all didn't catch that, right? He said, if you get married to the guy, the law protects you. And she had a smirk on her face, right? Guys, you have to catch it. It's subtle. But after he said that, she kind of smirked on her face and she said, okay, let me know if you guys see
protect yourself. Right. So, but
mother before I'm a wife. If I never get married, I will never have a child.
Right. But that is more to protect yourself. Right. So if you end up with the wrong guy, you get something out of it. The law protects you.
Okay.
Right. If you get divorced, you get half if you don't make as much money as he does, right? Or you get alimony, or you get child support, or something. There's a punishment for him being the wrong partner.
But I never was looking at it as in terms of punishment. I never I wasn't looking at if we divorce, I can take all his money. That was never the thing. It's just
Then why what makes it so that you don't want to have a kid until you're a wife? This guy, if you meet this guy, he loves you.
Okay.
And he is I want to be with you, have a child with you.
Amazing.
I don't want to get married.
No.
But the moment we have a kid together, I'm putting $5 million in your bank account, and I'm saying to you, I will never leave you.
No.
But what?
Now, here's my question to y'all. Do y'all believe her? She said, well, he proposed a question because she said she just about. He said, what's the difference between if a guy says, look, I'm going to put $5 million into your account before we have our kid and everything, so you good. She said no. Y'all, do y'all believe her? Do y'all believe she gonna turn down $5 million because she would rather be married than get $5 million? Now, that's just, look, we all got our thoughts. In my mind, I'm thinking to myself, I don't, and this is my honest opinion. Y'all tell me what y'all think about it. I don't believe nobody has that amount of strong character that they willing to sleep with somebody before marriage, but they so principled. They like, nah, but I ain't have no kids unless we married. But in $5 million, I turned that down. I don't believe you. If you told me you was a virgin, you're not dealing with nobody unless they your husband, I believe you would turn down the $5 million. I will give a higher belief into that. Yeah, she a virgin. Yeah, she said she not messing with nobody until they get married, and then she'll do it. But if not, she's not gonna do it. I accept that. But you telling me I'ma still do the do, but I just won't have no kids unless we're married. Something tells me you're not. I don't believe you're principled enough to turn down no $5 million. I just don't believe it.
But if you meet this guy, he loves you.
Okay.
And he is like, I want to be with you, have a child with you.
Amazing.
I don't want to get married.
No.
But the moment we have a kid together, I'm putting $5 million in your bank account, and I'm saying to you, I will never leave you.
No.
But what's the difference?
Then what's the difference in marriage then? Why? Like why not?
Because maybe he's worth 350 million and he doesn't want to deal with the legal side of things.
Then we're not meant to be. That's okay. Then our views and our values don't align, and that's okay. Like I think I would be wasting my time if I just took the cop out of saying, oh, I'll take $5 million, but losing out on a big thing that I truly value. Our values don't align. And so I would just say, hey, cool, not going to work out. Thanks.
But this is somebody who's like, okay, I'm going to add, like, this is your ideal guy. And the only thing different is the status of marriage. Everything else, you get exactly what you would dream of in a marriage, but you don't get marriage.
But then it's not everything I dream of.
So that's what I'm saying. No.
So that's the biggest problem that I have. She hasn't articulated what it actually is. He asked you, what's the difference? She hasn't indicated. She's not able to lay out what the difference is. She hasn't said clear the point. He don't give it. And this is a perfect example of a man and a woman having a conversation. Him saying, what's the difference? She's saying, I just want it, and cannot explain. So a man will have a difficulty, like, at least make it make sense to me so we can be on accord. And she just saying our morals or our beliefs don't align. Yeah, I know you so principled and all that, but something might be a little off. Something might be a little off. Now Keisha M says men's words mean nothing. Men need to be held accountable by the Constitution of marriage. Let me ask you this. You don't think women need to be held accountable by the Constitution of marriage? Let me ask you this. Have you ever went on Rihanna page and said, you need to go ahead and get held accountable for your Constitution of marriage because you had that child with ASAP Rocky? Or do you say, nah, that's one of my sisters and I don't want her to get taken advantage of by no man because she got more money than him? See, this is why the trouble exists, because I'm going to tell you like this. Y'all might think men are not that smart. Men are not dumb. They realize when you try to treat them like they stupid. And y'all, look, you going to deal with the consequences of thinking that they just are stupid. Because my opinion is, I don't see that on Rihanna's page. I don't see nobody doing that to her. I don't see nobody not buying her tickets. I don't see they celebrating it. But y'all come up on here and act like, oh, but it is what it is. But men need to be held accountable by the Constitution of marriage. And look, she trolling so hard. She said, we know ASAP Rocky isn't going anywhere. Man, I'm almost willing to. Man, I'm almost willing to bet you, Keisha, that he do. I'm almost willing to bet you that he will not be with her. I'm almost willing to bet you that just so you could eat them words, just so you could be like, dang, I didn't know ASAP. Well, she didn't want to marry him. Like, yeah, you almost did. Now, as we get into this, right? As we get into this, this is what I want you to understand. Remember this young lady, right? Remember this young lady, right?
God have less than you, and you. Oh, why you say it low? I ain't hear you. You clear your throat.
No.
No, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no.
No,
I'm not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
Yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than as a woman. That's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that. And I never want to be a part of that. But if I'm gonna be in a relationship, I'd rather it be with somebody that I can actually that could benefit me rather than somebody that's taken away from what I got going on. Because these men that don't have the financial status that you have, they are gonna try to just make you feel like you're not her. I've seen it. I have plenty of friends that got hella money and they got a regular guy.
Now, I just want you to realize she's saying that somebody's going to take from her because they don't have as much. But if you messing with a guy and you don't have as much, how are you not taking from him? Because it's okay to take from him, but it's not okay to take from you. Money spends differently for men and women. I'm going to tell y'all like this. I'm going to tell y'all once. I'm going to tell y'all again. Money spend differently, right?
Y'all think that y'all can go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum? You can be in the far right or the far left and not expect men to follow? Ladies, I want you to understand something very, very quickly. Men follow the trends of women. And I wish that if you understood this, that you would know how powerful a woman really is. When women started getting this super independent, I don't need no man mentality, what do men do? They started acting like that women didn't need no man, right? And of course, I'm not talking about all men. I'm just talking about the men who fall into that category. And you are INDEPENDENT, right? When you started doing all of that, what did the men do? They started getting a little bit sassier. They started getting a little bit more feminine. And again, that's because men follow the trends of women. So when you get to the point I'm talking about sprinkle, and using men for money and not loving them, right? And not wanting to have actual relationships with them, but them just taking care of you, them just tricking on you essentially. What did you think was going to happen? They were going to follow the trend. Ladies, I wish you understood that if you wanted men to act a certain type of way, that you have the power to control that. And that's all I got to say about this. Y'all be safe. Y'all think that y'all can go to the...
Now, I think that you heard that, right? That's a little bit of the trend and leads, right? Very interesting. How many of y'all didn't pull up your pants? Because y'all realize they don't play. So you realize trends, leads, standards, something's a little off there, right? Now, let's look at it like this. The other lady couldn't express to us what was her reason behind wanting to get married. She couldn't explain it. She just said she has to have it, right? The other lady said the man got to have more money or he gonna treat her bad, right? That is what was said. Now, since I think there's conflicting statements, let's play this out. Let's play out the conflicting statements. Right? Because I remember because we're in a different time frame, right? Women get money. How do I want to describe it? And she's describing her experience. Mind you, it's very important. She said she didn't seen women go through this, which is projection, right? if men say I didn't see men get their money taken, you know what the first girl said? She said, well, that just means it ain't for me then. Such an interesting way to look at it. Now, I think I was listening to, it was Anton. It was Anton. Oh, let me pull that one up. Hold on. Let me pull that one up because I think Anton had a clip where they was discussing marriage. Let me pull that one up. Hold on. Where's it at? Because this will go hand in hand. There it is. There it is. I found it. This is important. Remember, women set the trends. Men are following now, according to this. And let's just listen to what they say, okay? Let's listen to what they got to say about it.
Come on now.
I was in the midst of being a fucking rock star. If y'all follow me for a long time, y'all know about Rosie and the Fellas. Y'all know about the pop rock era. Y'all know about the music. Y'all know about van life and touring. My touring did not start with podcasting. My touring started with music.
Yeah.
And my husband came back into my life, and I literally was like, "Oh, fuck that music. What's up? What we doing?" And he literally came in my life, and he was like, "Listen, you are a star." All this little hustling shit you're doing, that's cute. But no, I have a plan for you. My husband came back into my life and had 4 LLCs already established for things that we're doing right now. He already had a production company established.
Yeah, that's dope.
He already had a marketing and advertising firm established. He already had a promotional company established. Like, he had so much stuff set in place. I had to get out my own head because for a second I was like, wait, did this nigga just come get me so we could do this? Or is this nigga really fuck with me like that? And then I had to get out my own head because I'm like, wait, no, bitch. If he set the whole life up like this, it's because he really fuck with you. He had a vision.
But
he had a vision and he came and got me when I was ready.
No. I'm saying women that are in that space.
No,
I'm saying you are still doing your passion.
Absolutely, but let me tell you something.
I'm not saying your wife.
I'm saying that that's the goal. Can I tell you something on that though? Honestly, I'm still doing my passion, but his partnership made me even more passionate about it. I would have never visualized anything like this. All of what y'all see right now, this is JT.
Yeah.
This is the set we sitting on was designed by my husband and his best friend. Like this is all him. You feel me? I was okay with my.
Now, do y'all remember when I said a guy be like, what kind of business you want to do? You want a hair salon? All right, we're going to get you a hair salon. What you trying to do? All right, cool. See what I mean? She said it herself. I had no vision. I wasn't envisioning this. He had 4 LLCs set up. He set this whole breakdown and everything up. Remember how I told you where a man with money, a woman with money. I ain't heard no guy say, oh, my woman then bought me the business. I ain't heard no other. Yeah, she did it. I haven't heard that. I'm not saying they're incapable of it. I'm not saying women don't play the supportive roles. I'm just saying if you're listening, it's more consistent where when a man is in position, what he does with the lead. When Jada's talked about what she does when she's in position, what does she say? I ain't messing with no guy if I'm doing better than him because I'm not about to start no business for him. I'm not about to give him a business because that's her money. Let me give you another example, right? The staunch differences of when men have money, when women have money. If guys, let's just say you making more than your guy, he's still not gonna ask you. If let's just say he didn't get his bonus money from his job, right? He like, man, I didn't make that sales goal. I didn't get them bonus money. I wanted to get them J's that came out. He not gonna go up to his girl and say, look, I ain't got the money because the bonus money didn't come in. Could you buy me the new J's? You're not gonna do that. You're not gonna do that. But if a woman says, oh man, I didn't get my bonus money, I still want to get my hair done, she has no problem asking you to pay for that. So even when you're making more money, you're still not gonna be providing like that. It's just different experiences. Oh, hold on. Remy is here. Remy says, come on, Aaron. Plenty of women find their man's business. No, I think you meant fund. No, they don't. No, they don't. You lie. You lie. Plenty of women do not fund their man's business. You lie. You're absolute lie. They do not. They absolutely do not fund their business. You got to stop these lies, all right? You got to stop this because they're telling you these men don't have businesses. These men are not doing that. So how they funding it? Now, have women funded business? Sure. There are a lot of guys like, yeah, my girl, she put in. No problem. I said buy him a business. Buy him a salon. Buy him the barbershop. Because the reason why, Remy, don't be coming in late and that's your problem. The reason why we even got to this point is because our friend, let me see here. Where's she at? Here she go. Our friend.
Can a guy have less than you and you fuck with him?
You see, the question was, can a guy have less than you and you still mess with him? Did you hear it? Let me pull it back up.
Can a guy have less than you and you fuck with him?
Oh, why you saying low? I didn't hear you. You clear your throat.
Yeah, no.
No, I ain't hear you. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no.
No,
I'm not. I have to have. I feel like that's one of my.
As a man, I feel like you just should have more than me. Like,
yeah, because dating somebody that doesn't have more, they're gonna try to make you feel less than as a woman. That's how I feel genuinely. I know girls who are more dominant in the relationship as far as financial status, and their boyfriends try to dog them out just to make them feel like they not that. And
Now, we all know that is what a lot of women have said. I don't know if that's true. I think a lot of women like certain type of guys. That's what I honestly think about. Okay, let's get back to the video. Okay.
I'm my husband and his best friend. Like this is all him. You feel me? I was okay with my little studio suite out in Southfield. You feel me? Hustling and doing my interviews for $350. You feel me? I was cool with that. And I didn't see much beyond that when it came to media and all of this and whatnot. He had that vision. Dog literally pulled me up and said, listen, you're gonna be an international touring star. This is what you're an influence. You're an author. This is what you're gonna do. When we got back together, I had one digital ebook. One digital ebook about weight loss and teaching people about cleaning up their lives. It was called A Step in My Shoes, My Path to Clean Living or something like that, right? Long ass title. Bitch, what's wrong with you? The next book that I came out with, my Good Day Planning and Execution Workbook, JT was the editor. He had never edited a book before.
But that's how you know you found your person. You know what I mean?
Did your person make y'all switch though?
But what makes y'all think that y'all limited?
You don't know if your person can make
No, we're not saying limit. So this is like a curveball to it. So like in this era of times, women are very successful, right? So when you have, and I don't even want to call it the old school way because that's ignorant, but you have certain situations where the woman will follow the man, and no matter how much you tell her she can do this, if you watch back, you could tell she following the man everywhere he go. Women like, and I'm gonna say me, I'm the first millionaire in my family. My mentality, like, what's the benefit of me marrying a man and him marrying me? And I say that because I got the house, the cars, I got family, I'm traveling, I got businesses. Like, I don't really need to, my thought when I wake up is like, if I marry him, it completes, what does it complete for me? It's like.
Now, I want y'all to hear this. Can y'all hear her? Why y'all say no sound? How can you hear it have no sound? Okay. It literally, she said she's the first millionaire in her family. She got cars, she got businesses. She don't need no man. That's what she said. Y'all heard her. I ain't repeating her. She said she don't need no man. What can you do for me? I want her just to repeat it again, just one more time.
How much you tell her she can do this, if you watch back, you could tell she following the man everywhere he go. Women like, and I'm gonna say me, I'm the first millionaire in my family. My mentality, like, what's the benefit of me marrying a man and him marrying me? And I say that because I got the house, the cars, I got family, I'm traveling, I got businesses. Like, I don't really need to, my thought when I wake up is like, if I marry him, it completes, what does it complete for me? It's like, we're not following guys around anymore. You have some women who are working their business, and you get with a lot of men who feel like, oh, you're not going to follow me? You're not going to take the lead? We're not saying we're not letting you take the lead. I'm just saying we both lead in this.
No,
like,
I agree. I can see that, but that kind of goes hand in hand in what you were saying in regards to a man that's.
We're not saying we're not letting you take the lead. I'm just saying we both lead in this.
No,
like,
Aha. You heard what it? She said, I'm not saying you ain't taking the lead. We both leading. We're both leading. Now, here's the key thing that you have to pay attention to. Women don't want leaders. They want to lead as well. I know that y'all be thinking that they do, but as she said, and she's speaking about women that's getting money, all right, successful women. If you broke, struggling, then you're going to be in a position of need. Oh, I need somebody to come pay these bills. I need somebody to have my back. She's saying women that's out here winning, because she said a lot of women are winning. And then she said, I'm going to speak about me. I'm the first millionaire in my family, et cetera, et cetera. She said, we leading together. And that's all I've been trying to tell y'all. These women not looking for y'all to lead them. They want to lead too. And the reason why they feel this way is, one, we live in a society where it's evolved so much. The requirements that we needed back then, we do not need now. The access that we didn't have back then, we have now. And here, the keyest thing that y'all have to understand, women have their own life before they meet a man. They have their own plans. They have their own goals. They have their own views before they meet a man. So if she's successful and she's doing well and she's worried about you dimming her light, saying, I don't want you to take my light away, like Jada Waiter said. She said, these guys want to bring you down and act like you're not that chick. That basically means dimming her light. She said, no, we both gonna lead. That's what she said. We both gonna lead. Y'all heard it.
Not going to take the lead. We're not saying we're not letting you take the lead. I'm just saying we both lead in this.
No, I agree. I can see that, but that kind of goes hand in hand in what you were saying in regards to a man that's kind of already there.
Yeah.
What is he going to do with that? This is such new territory of these women that are multimillionaires and millionaires.
Like, what are we gonna do?
We're not. Our society. We haven't adjusted yet. So some of these now this kind of makes sense a little bit.
But she's painting a picture from the perspective of a person that already ain't got it. You know what I'm saying?
What, for the
Like,
guy?
Yeah, because like I don't need to ride your coattails. I'm actually probably here.
No, not even that. Taking a step back further. Remember, you said
I wasn't saying that though.
No. I'm not saying it about her.
Oh no,
specifically.
I'm not. No, I'm saying
that-
she's saying for those. I'm not saying that about her either. I'm saying about women. Period. Remember, you said earlier that some like right now, if you were to get a divorce, you wouldn't get married again because you don't see any benefit of it.
Correct.
So some men, once they get to a certain level of establishment, they don't see the benefit of marriage because they're like, I'm good.
It's not that they don't see the benefits of it. Is that they're deathly afraid of what could happen if they get married to the wrong person.
Could the same thing happen with women?
Same thing.
Yeah, I feel you.
It's
I feel you.
literally the same. But I like what you're saying because you're making a point, which is the right point. You're saying after this, from where you've grown, if you and your wife, which wouldn't happen, but something were to happen and it ends. After this, you went through the stage. It's like, why would I do it again?
I love that you said which wouldn't happen because period.
Yeah, of course it's not.
But
I do want to say this, right? That's the one thing I don't understand. If marriage is so important to you, if you get a divorce, why not just get remarried? That's the one thing I don't understand. You should just be married all the time. If that's one of the most important things to you, I think if you get divorced, you should get married. If your partner dies, you should get remarried. I don't understand people that want to maintain relationships and don't want to get married again. That part it just doesn't click with me. That's the one part that I struggle. I'm like, what? So you've been married for 30, you want to be married, it's important to you. It's a focal point in your life. But if the marriage don't work out with this person, you'll get in another relationship with somebody and won't marry them. I just don't really understand that part. That part just doesn't click. And I'm talking about the people that are like so strong on the union of marriage. That's what I'm talking about.
Then flip the coin onto a woman who hasn't been married yet, but has actually the phase you went through, the part of life that you've already been blessed to accomplish, which is the success, the financial gain of being, you haven't.
Yeah.
Women in their 30s, 35, like we're doing it now. So we went through that step early because that's what the new school was doing.
Yeah.
We coming from YouTube making millions. We on TV, like, so we're where y'all at. I'm assuming you're 40. I don't know your age.
41.
41. I'm younger.
Okay.
But I was blessed to do where your mentality is at. I hit that around 31, 32. So for me, I'm like you at 41, like, well, what is my benefit? You're saying you want to do it again. I don't think I would do it to begin with.
Did she just, so did you hear what she said? Listen to what she said, right? I told y'all, right? Listen. She said she the first millionaire in her family. Anton said, well, yeah, you know, this is what I do. She said, you 41, I'm 30 something, and I wouldn't get married in the first. I'm not doing that. I'm already too rich. The same thing I've been telling y'all. If women making money, they don't want to marry you unless you have more money than them. Unless you have more money than them. Look at the women that you see that are like, I really, really want to get married. Do they have more money than their man? That's the question. Do they have it? Are these women like, yeah, I got more money than my man, but I still want to get married? Or are they acting like this woman? I got money, so I don't marriage. That ain't my thing right now. Unless you Jeff Bezos or something, I do it for you. Unless you do like Janet Jackson did. Mess with one of them princes and get 5 years and take that 100 M's. Outside of that, if you can't equal them, they don't want to do it. And to me, right, realistically, right, if women operate under a sense of, this is what they say, survival strategy, right? Wouldn't you as a guy go, if that strategy works for women, how come it can't work for me? If she's like, nah, you can't marry me unless this, that, you could say the same thing, but our strategies are different. Hence why you'll see more Vivica A. Foxes and things like that of those people not having certain things because their money makes them feel like empowered, but not willing to take the ultimate step. Men with power and money move like men with power and money. Women with money don't necessarily move like a woman with power and money. They don't necessarily move. So it's differences. Money is yielded differently with men and women.
I think that's fair. But
And I get that because you see a lot of situations where the woman, you know, is once again, like I said, the laws of nature is everything is so different now. Like he said, how it used to be, the man was the provider. The women couldn't get jobs like that. Women couldn't vote. So you was kind of classed right there. You are the woman. You got to find a man that's going to protect and provide and do what he's supposed to do for the family. Now, what happened with the especially in the urban, you know, with the urban situation in the 80s, the 70s, the 80s, the crack, they took all them black men, they put them in jail. Then we left these black women out here to raise these kids by themselves. They had to figure it out. That's when women became, the entrepreneurship started to pop up with them, and they started to have these businesses. Now they making buku money, and some of them. That's it. They still an anomaly. I'm gonna put it like this: Rose as a woman, and some of them. That's it. They still an
Look, Anton Daniel said some of them. She said a lot. Okay. All right. I'm with Anton on this one. Some of them. That whole a lot, I ain't with all that.
The entrepreneurship started to pop up with them, and they started to have these businesses. Now they making buku money, and some of them. That's it. They still an anomaly. I'm gonna put it like this: Rose as a woman, and I can say, just watching, seeing how everything going. I'm 33, and from the minute I jumped off the porch, things was on a downhill spiral for how things was supposed to be in a relationship. I walked into a situation young with my first baby father, with my oldest 2 children. I felt like I was doing everything. I wasn't getting no help. And this was young. I was 19, 18, 19 going through this. Doing work in a job, paying for the diapers, and he chilling. I went through this young. You get what I'm saying? It was the decisions that I made. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I understand I picked the wrong man.
Yeah.
See what I mean? See what I mean? She said, this be the most confusing part, right? She said, I was messing with a guy and we had children young and I was hustling and he was chilling. What does that mean when you say he was chilling? Does that mean he had no job? Does that mean you was attracted to a guy with no job? Does that mean he was in the streets? Because you was attracted to a guy in the streets. You did say that's your fault. You picked him. You took acknowledgement of that. I don't know what to tell you.
You get what I'm saying? It was the decisions that I made. You feel me?
Yeah.
So I understand I picked the wrong man.
Yeah.
I made the wrong decision. But it's so much of that out here.
So much.
Yeah,
It's damn near rare
that's
to
living off
find
of
men.
feel, though.
Yeah, that's on they shit now, bro.
Now, listen to what she said. It's rare to find men that's handling their business. I'm just going to ask you one question. Or is your indication that women are outperforming men? Because that's the only way your statement can be true. If you're saying, yo, these women getting more money than the men, then I accept that. If that's what your statement, if you're saying women getting more money than men, cool. You saying more women got more businesses than the men. And that be the problem. Those men exist. The hardest part about, the one thing guys don't do is they don't say it ain't no more fine women. They don't say it ain't no more fine women. This is what they don't do. They don't say, man, there ain't no more fine women. You know why? Because everybody knows fine women everywhere, right? It's men making money everywhere. It's men making money everywhere. According to the women, the men hogging all the money, hogging all the CEO position, hogging all the CFO position. It's men making money everywhere. So why do y'all keep going out on a limb and saying it's hard to find a man that's actually on their stuff? Why do you keep saying that? How is it possible? And this is just my thing, where I'm trying to be reasonable here, right? Because this is listening to what women are saying. How is it possible for a woman to be at a job and act like there are no men there? Where are you working and you don't see men dominating? Honestly, where are you working and you don't see men dominating? Be genuinely honest. Where? What company are you working at? Are you saying you're working at Salesforce and you don't see the guys there dominating? You don't see them doing anything? Are you working at Facebook, Meta, Amazon? Where are you working and you don't see men winning? What business industry that you're in and you don't see men winning? If you have, I don't even care. If you have a hair company, it's most likely a man is making more money in beauty and hair than women are. So what industry? If your logistics is there and you need to get something moved from point A to B, just tell me. Are you saying there are not men getting that money? Like, how are you going to say it's hard to find these men that they don't exist? They getting it everywhere. Unless you telling me, and ladies, I'm just trying to get y'all to maybe speak womanese to me and make this make sense. How are y'all telling me when I be going to these places, I'll be one of the few women there? Guys, this is what I want to tell you. When women get a certain level of success, notice what Jada Waiter said, right? I don't even know if that's how you say her name, but notice what she said. When you get more money than men, right? It's they try to bring you down or this, and that. When women start getting money, they act like men is broke. They act like men ain't been getting this money. It's very, very disrespectful. Because in the same breath, y'all say this. Well, I went to this place and I was one of the only women there. It was mainly a bunch of men. Men dominate all the industries. Y'all gonna say all these things 100% contradictory of the things that y'all say. 100% contradictory. Oh, most of these men ain't getting no money. Most of these women out here winning. And everywhere y'all go, oh, it's not a lot of women in this industry. It's not a lot of women role models. It's not a lot of women entrepreneurs. I would like to see more and more. So if it's not all that, that's this. Listen, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm off. Maybe I'm wrong. But I hope that made sense. I hope that made sense to y'all. So y'all could watch how she said that. Look, that's just disrespectful, man.
Picked the wrong man.
Yeah.
I made the wrong decision. But it's so much of that out here.
So much.
Yeah,
It's damn rare
that's
to
living off
find
of fear,
men.
though.
Yeah, that's all they shit now, bro.
it
And we're
is.
they want women to take care of them. Like, it's so crazy. And if,
Them the bum niggas.
and if they not,
Now listen to what she said. They want women to take care of them. Are women taking care of them? I can want a giraffe. I can want a hyena. I could want a tiger, a lion. I could want a lot of things. Yes, I would love if a woman just walked up to me and said, here go all my money. Here's $150,000 here. Yes, I would love to go ahead and give it to. Is it happening? Which men are reporting these circumstances existing? You're just lying. And the sad part is, I'm going to tell y'all the truth, what hurts, right? The truth of the matter is this. When women get a level of success, they're upset, right? Because women don't understand two different things. Money is not money the same. $100,000 in an entrepreneur's hands that is in logistics and $100,000 in somebody that found it in a suitcase, they are not the same. They are not the same. They two different people. A woman, in a way in which she utilizes her resources and extends her authority and power, is not utilized the same as a man with resources, authority, and power. Y'all not willing to do the things that men do. Do not be shocked when you cannot have the same outcome. So men are willing to say, take half my money. I got 3 children out of it. I don't want it, but I dealt with the consequences. The reverse is women are saying, I just never have kids because I can't dare a man being able to get money away from me. You, and this is why I'm saying, the love of money is more likely in the eyes of women than it is in the eyes of men. And I know y'all don't want to feel that. It is more likely in the eyes of women than it is in the eyes of men because we yield it differently. We yield it different. I'll be trying to explain this to you, ladies. If y'all gonna get this money, watch what men do with money. Y'all talking about, oh, they be cashing out this. Y'all gonna have to cash out. That's the purpose of money. If you're going to look at a man and go, I want to be able to do what he does, then you have to do what he does. Take the risk, get the family, possibly lose the family, etc., etc. But forget that money. But you holding on to that money because you think that's your freedom. But you see what men do and you go, how come this guy he in the same industry as me? He getting money like I'm getting, but how come he got a wife? How come he got his kids? How come I can't find a man? You're not willing to take those same risks. It is what it is. I just want y'all to be able to see this in real time. This lady blurted out, most of these men not on their ish. And I've proved to y'all statements that women say, things that y'all know is true. Oh, yeah, you know, I'm one of the very first female VP of the company. Welcome, Tanya Hayes. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, what? How are these men don't exist? Where every industry you go, they running things, they dominating. So how are you saying these men ain't around? It's mind-blowing that women will allow other women to get away with this just for the sake of a little bit of I don't want to say uniformity. I just don't understand this stuff.
So many of them. So many of them.
But that had not happened. It's either we fighting men who want a woman to take care of them, or they gay. You know, and it's like,
oh, you gotta yo, whoa. You guys cannot be serious, man. Yo, this crazy. I did not know she was going to go all off like this. So either we want a woman to take care of us or we into to that team. The level of disrespect is sickening to me, honestly. It's just sad, man. I really hate it. I really, really dislike the level of disrespect. We always get reduced to, if you don't do as I say, or if I'm not getting the outcome that I want, then y'all don't like women. Y'all don't like women. And to be honest with you, that just seems to be the response. But in the same response, fellas, let me know if y'all heard this. These guys don't stay loyal to nothing. They out here just smashing every woman that they see. So either they want to be taking care of you, or they messing with those the other ones, right? They playing for that team. In the same breath, they out here just smashing all these chicks. They don't want to stay faithful. They don't want just one woman. Y'all just say anything because y'all upset. Y'all just say anything because y'all upset. And Keisha's in the chat saying black women are not properly represented again. See, here's the thing about me. I don't fixate on black women. I talk about women. This mindset, this is why there was multiple different women. You saw that woman, you saw the one. I don't care about that. The mindset is the mindset. The actions are the actions. I don't know if you're saying that they're not represented. The one lady earlier said, I'm the first millionaire in my family. What more do you want somebody to do? What more do you want somebody to do? What more do you want somebody to do? That's my question. What more do you want somebody to do? That is that. Whoo, man, I cannot believe she said that. Either y'all want to be taken care of by women, right? Which you hear a woman say, I want to take care of my man. So you be saying things like, I take care of mine. And then if we say, yeah, we want a woman to take care of it, then you say that we into the, that's wild. This is wild, okay? Dating Pool Roast Reaction says, y'all don't like women. Lies. Y'all like sex, and that comes with women. So that's how we know y'all don't like women. That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. What did she just say? She said we playing for the other team. This is what she said, because she's upset based upon the outcome that she's getting, because you thought getting money and being an entrepreneur, what you saw guys do, you thought it would yield you the same fruit, and it doesn't. The reason why I don't yield you the same fruit is because you're not willing to spend that money the way you need to spend that money. You have no idea how the money is supposed to be utilized. You just want it because you think what you think comes with it, okay? And so, no, it's very untrue. That's not true at all. I don't know men that don't like women. I think y'all confused. What is it you think men don't like about women? And you can hit the link and tell me, what is it you think men don't like about women that you think that they should like about women? Maybe that's a better statement. There are going to be things that men that don't like about women. There are going to be things that women don't like about men. There are going to be things that people don't like about people. That is common. But now men don't like women? Y'all willing to go that far when y'all just don't want to admit that y'all don't like men? That's some wild stuff, man. This is some wild stuff.
I'm not trying to be funny. I don't have nothing against what nobody want to do with their life.
Yeah.
But it's more out in the open now. So being not hiding no more. They used to be it used to be something that was shame.
Yeah.
They did it behind closed doors.
Yeah.
It's accepted now. So they walking in their true light, their true color. And it's the good fish. It ain't plentiful.
Okay, so
it ain't plentiful. I don't have a lot of choose from.
Y'all looking in the wrong pond.
Your circle is good men, but they're rare. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
They're not that rare.
Man, I promise you it is.
Thank you, Mr. Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com. They are not that rare. Thank you very much. They are not that rare. Thank you for at least holding it down. They are not that rare. They are not that rare. I'm sorry. They're not. It's more common than you willing to acknowledge.
We date y'all. Y'all can't tell us.
Look, watch this.
Man, I promise you it is.
We date y'all. Y'all can't tell us.
Look. Listen what she said. The one that's the first millionaire in her family, and congrats to you. Salute to you, okay? All right. She says, we date y'all, so y'all can't tell us that. We know, right? So when we tell y'all about the women, y'all gonna just accept our answers? Because y'all don't seem to do that. According to y'all, women are outperforming the men, according to y'all, and it's rare to find a man that's on his job. When we know men is getting money buku crazy out, they get this money. At least more men are getting more money than women. At least. So there's at least one man for every woman that's getting money. At least there's not a majority of women getting more money than men. So it's fair to say if you made $1 million, there's another 7 men that made $1 million. You got 1 out of 7 chances. Like, this is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous. And she said, just because we date y'all, they know better. Okay. Dating Pool Roast React says, y'all call us deceptive, untrustworthy, not loyal, can't take care of their kids. Sluts, what part is likable? Oh, okay, let me tell you this. Men love 304s. I did a whole video now. You can go check my archive. I broke it down to you why. It's actually a really, really dope video. You should review it, okay? Y'all are deceptive. That's not a gender thing. Men can be deceptive, okay? Untrustworthy. Most people don't be trusting people. Most guys don't trust. You heard Lil Durk say, man, most of my homies don't even know where I live. Now, not loyal. What did Chris Brown say? It is what it is. Now, they can't take care of the children. Y'all not doing a good job at it. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say it. Y'all not doing a good job at it. Yeah. If y'all have the children and the people y'all complain about have mothers, then their mothers are failing them according to y'all. That's just a basic. If you're saying can't take care of the children, if y'all are claiming there are men that are not doing that the mothers raised those men, right? It's fair to say that, right? And here's the thing. What part about women are likable? That is a great question. Nice women, kind women, soft women, gentle women, feminine women, smart women. All of those things are likable. Women that have high level of self-awareness, women that know they lane, women that know they role, women that understand men. All of that is likable. All of that stuff is likable. Don't you? So I'm sorry. There's a lot of things that men like about women. Do women have a lot of these skills nowadays? I don't know if women feel the desire to have those skills as much because technology has impacted the way we interact. Technology has impacted the way we interact. Okay. Dating Pool Roast Rex says, so yet y'all like us? Makes no sense. Why? Okay, see, I've given you many, many reasons why men like women. Many, many reasons. Are you telling me that you know women that know they role? If you smell and know they role, understand who men are and like who men are. These are important. Are you telling me there are women that know their role, understand who men are and like men, nice, soft, gentle, kind, considerate, unselfish? Are you telling me men don't like those women? Or because in my opinion, you made a reference to the women that the men probably don't like as much outside of the 304s, because men do like 304s. Men do like 304s. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you. I seen them with them, and I actually understand why they do. But it comes with limitations. Okay, HQ says, we don't believe y'all. Do we move accordingly now? What does that mean? What does that mean? We don't believe y'all. Do we move accordingly now? I have no idea what that means. You're going to have to clarify that for me. Are you saying the men don't believe the women, or are you saying the women don't believe the men, and you guys are moving accordingly? I'm not sure how to decipher that, but I'm just telling you, genuinely, those women, they get a certain experience. So I don't know. I don't know what to tell y'all, but from these women we saw here, that woman said that we on the DL, men, these men are on the DL, or they want to be taken care of by women. And then had the audacity to say back in the day, they wanted to do all that, but you had to fake it and hide it. But now everything's out in the open. Whoo, I have to be very, very careful what they say on YouTube, because what I would really say, I'm not going to say right here. What I would really say, I'm not going to say it right here. I'm not. But we're not going to throw this on the guys, my friend. We're not going to throw this on the guys. Y'all don't like what you like. It is what it is.
Wait, hold on. Standards are rare.
I have a whole network.
Yeah, for sure.
Connected with dudes.
Well,
That's winning at the top of the top. And I'm telling you that they're not rare. I don't know if it's because I don't know y'all personally. But I don't know if y'all in the wrong spaces. I don't know what's going on. But it's not that rare.
It's proximity.
A lot of
like we're not at the club. You know
I know you're not. I'm not at. Look,
for sure, we be networking with each other.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the conclusion I come up to. I come to the conclusion that Crystal needs to network within the Poppy Chulo and Anton.
I'm good now.
Yeah, she good. She good.
Never mind. I'm good.
So
but
my
what
other
I'm saying
conclusion is
is,
Passport Cuddy and Amy need to network within that network of men they got going on their friends.
No, they mad controlling.
Yeah,
I was they bad.
but is she a Leo, baby? So what I know about her, you're not gonna tell her what to do.
No.
You get what I'm saying? Even in a situation of me,
No.
and that's something that I'm battling. Like I'm a Leo, but
Here we go again. You not about to tell her what to do, one, and then secondly, it's because I'm a Leo. So first, you saying all of these men that I don't know what you know about men that get a lot of money and do well for themselves. They are a little bit of controlling, right? Because there's a level of discipline and structure that must exist. So they have a level of controlling. That don't mean necessarily they control you, but they have a level of controlled environments, things like that. They have to monitor in order to operate a certain way. You said, I ain't gonna listen to you, and I'm struggling with that. See, when you listen to the ladies, and I said let the women speak, they tell you some of the issues that they're having. She said, I'm struggling with that. I don't be want to listen to nobody. I'm sorry to tell you, people have a problem when you don't listen, especially men that have accomplished a certain level of success in many different realms. You saying I don't listen because I'm a Leo. I don't really do good with listening. That'll turn some of the guys off. I'm just gonna tell you this now. That'll turn some of the guys off. And see, as you speak more and more, you start to break down why these men are so invisible or disappear. That's what you do. Okay. HQ says, when you keep telling me I'm trash as a female, I'll start to hear you and I move away from you, which is what women are doing. HQ, you a liar. And everybody know I love some HQ. You a liar. What women you know is moving away? What women you know is not messing around with some guys? What women? Who you talking about? You have not heard women say, I'm not sleeping with guys no more. You ain't heard that. You ain't heard them say that. They said, look, I don't want to have no kids before I get married. They didn't say they're done messing with men. They messing with these men. They not running away from them. Because the truth of the matter is the girl earlier who told you they the trendsetters. If women held a certain standard, the men would acquiesce. What do these women say all the time? Look, if you told a guy he had to do X, Y, this, and that, he would do it or he can't get nothing. And y'all, you know what y'all say? That's true. That's what y'all say. So I'm sorry. This is the part that you're gonna struggle with. There are not women with a certain level of standards that they can uphold. Women are struggling to uphold standards where in the past, women didn't struggle to uphold standards. Women were clearly defined. That's she's quick, she's easy, she down for whatever. That one ain't no joke. She don't mess around. You got to come correct when you dealing with her. She like a man in the suit. She like a man that don't be like, oh, if I can't wear my J's, I'm not going. She like a man that handle his business, a man that she don't play. Those women are clearly defined, clearly known back then. Y'all don't have no standards or principles no more. It is what it is, and that's cool because y'all wanted the freedom to do whatever y'all want, whenever y'all want. There's a consequence from doing whatever you want, whenever you want, however you want. There's a consequence for that. And now there's no golden standard. Women had a golden standard back then. Clearly, we knew the differences in the type of women. There's not much range between y'all now. Even the women that's making the money now still acting crazy. Even the women that's getting this money acting crazy. They acting like the women that ain't getting money. There's not much range there. And that's just the case. If you disagree, tell me what you think the golden standard is. Tell me which women do you feel like are making men adjust and do better? Because I want to tell y'all something true. There are women that used to influence men to do better. Yeah, I got to do better. I can't be doing this. Yeah, I ain't doing that no more. And maybe you're mad because you just think that they should just do better. Your existence is supposed to mean something.
I'm not gonna say you're not a Leo in love, but I'm a Leo in love, and on top of being a Leo in love, I love love. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If it's right, I want to feel that. And if I find me a man that can lead me and teach me, I'm all for it, baby, because I want that.
Yeah.
I really want that. You don't think I love acting. I love making my money.
We know you love to talk about what you love to do, right? Not about what you do for people and everybody else. Let me ask you this question. Have y'all ever noticed that when women go to university, they go, oh, I want Professor such and such. I want Professor such and such. How do you know they're good professors? I'm just curious. Is it because of what other students have told you about their performances? So if you're so good, I'm just curious. Is it because of the performances, those professors? Oh, this professors, I heard their classes are really, really good. How do you pick men then? You heard about what your friend said about him? Oh, girl, he. How do y'all know? How do y'all distinguish that? I'm just curious. If you're not a teacher and you're not the teacher, how do you know who the right professor is? How do you pick the right professor? If you don't know the guy, how do you know this is a good guy? Is it because what your friend said, what you heard in the streets? I'm curious. How do y'all even make these decisions? Oh, y'all, I know what y'all do. Y'all pull up your phone and y'all type in, it is May 29th and your zodiac sign is Leo. Leos are attracted to such and such. You work really good with Aquarius and da-da-da-da. And that's how y'all get y'all answers. That's what it
love doing
That's
what I
what it
want to
is.
do. But if you meet the right person, you won't be worried about if that man holding that dollar over your head
Yeah.
because he doing it because he love you and he doing everything. This is what he wants to
Action.
provide.
Action.
He getting off. This is what he want to do for
Yeah.
you. So you're not feeling like that wife that's a burden and him saying, well, who paid for this and who paid for that? It's just
Yeah.
a beautiful situation. But a lot of people nowadays, you're not finding that. So we more so, I'm gonna do this myself. I'm gonna make
my
my own
chick
money.
fly where
You-
she want to fly.
you-
She don't fly nothing but first class.
See?
She drive what she want to drive. She got the best cars. You know.
I
Much
was
they don't know.
I was
That's
can I, before we get out of here, let me tell this story real quick. It was really funny. So the first day I met Anton and his wife, we were both heading downtown and we were like, I guess we were both running late. I get
Yeah.
time anxiety. So I'm texting like, hey, I'm running late. And they're like, us too. And she's like, I just told him to floor it. Just so happened as I read that message, the Durango next to us floored it. I'm in a group chat.
Yeah.
Humbled quick. Listen. I said, oh, are you guys in a Durango SRT? It's like, oh no, we only drive Porsches. I said, oh, wait. Okay. I said, and these are the type of people that I need around me and my husband. That's what you talking about.
For
You guys,
sure.
this is a great conversation. I appreciate
Because
it.
I don't get one for me unless I get one for her too.
Period.
Whoa. Shout out to Anton Daniels from AntonDaniels.com doing what he do best. Okay. I'm sorry. That little lady, we got to worry about her. Okay. I'm sorry. HQ says running away means we marginalize you in our lives by having kids without you, not consulting you in important decisions, etc. Let me ask you a question. I'm just curious. In what century do men care about that? Like, this is the sad part. You think if we've been back 700 years ago, right? Let's just do it. And you said, I'm going to take care of the child all by myself. I don't want you to help me. And he was like, no, let me see the child, please. He's like, okay, go ahead. So if you don't want no guy's influence to help, go ahead. That's fine. See, here's the problem, right? What's the purpose of life? What's the purpose of life? How many people can you go up to and say, hey, yo, what's the purpose of life? And they can actually give you an answer that you actually go, you know what, I can get down with that. How many people actually know what their purpose is? How many? You know what they're going to say? I don't know. I don't know what I want to do with my life, like most people. So if that's your argument that you're going to marginalize us and make decisions on families without us, you do know that the rearing of children and things like that, it ultimately comes down to the societal requirement, meaning there are times when that's just what women did. They ain't need no guys around. Go study how the Roman Empire in those days and how that stuff transpired. Y'all don't really realize how long we was really at war, how long society was underdeveloped as compared to modern times, to where y'all really don't see none of this stuff no more. So every day y'all go out for 365 days, y'all ain't seen no problems. So y'all have a skewed view on men's desire to actually participate in the rearing of children. Y'all are benefiting way more than women did hundreds of years ago. Because you do realize men we convince men, hey, this is what you need to do. And men go, okay, I'll do it. Society puts that idea there. But you'll learn that. HQ says, hence we circle around. We know y'all hate women. Prove it. Now, let me ask you this. Do you not think women hate men? You'll make a claim that we know y'all hate women. What's the proof of that? Now, you can say it outrightly all you want. What's the proof that you guys hate women? What's the proof of that? Oh, she says he just dug his own hole. I didn't dug no hole. Maybe you just didn't listen well. There's differences between society 700 years ago, 500 years ago, and the advancements of modern times now. Societal needs are different. HQ says, you said men don't care. Yeah. Do you need me to tell you that for you to know that? Most of the things that go on is based upon societal views and pressure. The same thing with y'all. Why y'all think you have these roles or those are just societal things. Okay. HU says, you said men don't care. We as women know that's why y'all don't like us. Your response says it's all. You're just confused. I'm going to say this again. They're not going to beg you. Please let me be in the kids' life. Please let me make decisions. They're not going to beg you. So if You say, we gonna make decisions about family without you. What you want them to do? Beg you and say, please don't do that? They don't care. Go ahead, do it then. Do it on your own. But once again, how does that prove they don't like women? Tell me, how does that prove that men don't like women? Because if y'all say we gonna make decisions without y'all and alienate y'all and ostracize y'all, that means that men don't like women? That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove anything. The point still stands. These are societal adjustments. That's all it is. We've made adjustments, and now we like, yo, this is important. This is what society. What's the purpose? What's the purpose? And I'm sorry to tell you, there's nowhere in there where it says that men hate women. I don't see the proof in that. I don't see where you get that from. You haven't proved there's a hate you at all. What you said was, if women don't want to consult you with the selections or the rearing or upbringing of children, so what? Go ahead. Do it on your own if that's what you want to do. You want them to fight you for it? That's probably where the delusion exists. You want them to fight you for that? HU says, why you cook yourself, Aaron? I'm done. I didn't. I think you're hearing what you want to hear. I didn't. I told you exactly what happened. Hundreds of years ago, different society. It's factual. Now society moves. We encourage people to act differently in this society. Do you think that that's off or wrong? You don't think there's social conditioning at all? I know you don't believe that. I think you understand that. There's a level of social conditioning. We understand that. Nobody's making this up. So you can try to find a way of how that makes sense, but no, that's just the truth. There's social conditioning of what a man is supposed to be. There's social conditioning of what a man is supposed to do. Same thing for social conditioning for what women have to do. Social conditioning. I'm telling you, societal advances have adjusted the roles that people have done. You don't need me to point that out any further. You can look at different times in history. When I said 700 years ago, 500 years ago, etc., you know that to be true. You think, honestly, the women... You think men were fighting about, oh yeah, you gonna do as we say, and you better consult us and this, and that. If you ran away, you ran away. So I don't know what to tell you. This society has evolved. We have encouraged things differently. And once again, I'm gonna try this again, HQ. What have you proven that men don't like women? Where's the proof at? Because that's what the statement is, that they just hate women. Where's the proof with that? Even if your argument is men don't naturally want to go and take care of their kids, they had to be socially conditioned in a different society to do that because their priorities was different years, hundreds years ago. Where's the proof of the hate? Exactamundo. It doesn't exist. I heard what you said. You said, once again, y'all are moving without men and not consulting us with children. Whoop-de-doo. What you want us to do about that? We created a society where you have the option to do that. How does men not caring about you having to decide what you want to do without us when it comes to kids have anything to do with hate? Because if you make that argument, you can make arguments about people being interested in people of their same genders, and if you don't want to participate, that means you hate them. So you can make many arguments based upon that. I'm sorry to tell you, that's not the case. I said society is moving. And what y'all going to find is y'all going to have to move on. Y'all going to have to do a little bit more 50-50, okay? So get online. If y'all ain't going to pay, you're going to do the 50-50 thing. Because one thing we can say, HQ, don't be mad at me, is that even though y'all making more money, y'all still can't survive on your own. It ain't enough money. It ain't enough money. Y'all living that nice by yourself. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I say it's easier to go 50-50. What do you think?
If my man wants to be a passenger prince, I'm for it. I got you, babe. If you want me to pay for dinner, I got you, love. I mean, I work. We split our 50-50. I'm all for it. For the girls who don't want to, be the working woman and, just want to be spoiled, I understand that too. But, dude, I want a man. I want a manly man. I have a manly man. Like, I want a man that, is going to fix it. And then I'm going to be right there handing him tools. Like, I have that. I like the 50-50 relationship. You're outside, I'm outside. I mean, damn, that's just the way it is. We got to get shit done. That's the only way you're going to make it. That's the only way you're going to make it. You want to be on your soft air and you want, flowers or something. I'm cool with that. I want to spoil you too. Because as much as I get spoiled, I want to spoil mine. I want mine to feel good. 50-50, you guys, 50-50.
50-50. Now, I don't know what Keisha's obsession with talking about Brad is. Let me tell y'all a secret about a lot of men and women. A lot of men that have ideas don't date anything but black women. A lot of people be saying this stuff. They have never dated women that are not black, ever. A lot of women have never dated men that are not black. Y'all only date black men. Y'all have no idea what it's like to date a white man or an Asian man. Y'all have no clue. You never done it. Y'all just say, well, I just go mess with one of them. Y'all ain't done it, though. Y'all ain't done it. Y'all don't know the actual experience. Y'all ain't really broke down what actually happens in those relationships. Y'all don't know. Most guys I know have never not dated black women. They've never dated anything but black women. Even if they have the options, they ain't did it. They don't really know. They're like, it's possible, but I don't think they like me like that. That's most guys' experience. Same thing for the women. Y'all ain't never dated Brad. And let me tell you what makes it worse, right? Y'all will sit here and say, well, I have dated Brad. What happened then? Y'all didn't stay with him either? Y'all make yourself look even worse. Y'all make yourself look even worse when y'all say, I have dated other guys. Well, the relationship didn't work with them either, huh? What's the difference? They was nicer? What difference does it make if you can't make it work with them? You actually make yourself look more foolish when you make these wild claims that you can get guys that are not black, which fine, I don't care. But when you did it, did that relationship work out? When you was messing with Brad, did he stay with you? No. When you was messing with the Asian guy, did y'all stay together? No. So, what's the argument is that you can mess with guys and not stay with them either? That's a dumb argument to make. I'm just telling you, most women that say we got options, y'all have never messed with none of those options. You never did it. Most black guys I know have never not messed with a black girl. That's all they know. Even if they could, they like, I don't know. These are just some hypothetical theories. Most of you guys have not. Speak to the men that have actually done it. What do they say? What do they say about the experiences and the differences? What do they say? No, Keisha, it's not an intellectually dishonest. The statement is, if you just want to mess with other guys to break up with them too, go ahead. What's the difference? If you're saying, hey, I dated black guys and it ain't working out, and they mess around and cheat on me and we don't work out, you just go mess with other guys and then don't work out with them? What's the point? What's the statement? What's the matter? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. So all I'm saying is, say what you want. You want Brad to do what? Break up with you too? I don't have no problem. If you get you a Brad, thumbs up to you, okay? I have no problem at all with it. Big solution to that. Good for you. I just don't believe the case. Anybody that's saying, I'm going to go get a Brad, it's probably because you're not really messing with Brad. Women that interracially date, just interracially date. That's the facts. L. Nixon, what up?
What up, man? You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you, brother.
Hey, Aaron, why you let these people lie to you, man? They don't hate nobody here, man. Normally, people that hate don't normally spend time around people that hate them. I can go away for a month, and the people that hate the most, they still gonna be right here around the people that they hate. Let's just be honest. Like, if you want Brad, if you want Becky, you can have them. But why you not where Becky and Brad is at? You here with everybody else. It's a lie, you know. And we entertain it, but it's a lie. Here's the thing: you got red pill people, you got women or whatever, and they always get caught in the DMs. You got black women that say Brad is better. In the background, all I hear is nothing but black kids crying. Like, let's stop. Let's stop. If you really want that, you can get it. Nothing wrong with that. But why would you waste a lot of time somewhere you don't claim to be? Like, you should be spending that time in areas around the people that you say that you want. And since you're not doing that, it's kept.
Yeah, so I think what it comes down to is frustration. Like, I think that
facts.
Men and women genuinely want to get in a better space and solve some of these issues, but I think the conflict gets wider and wider with the options that exist in society. You ever seen somebody go into a ice cream place and they got 250 flavors? You know how long it takes for them to pick? They're like, 250 options. I don't know which one I want to try. So many options. But I just think it's a difficulty of trying to get on one accord. And I just think that that's hard for people to do. It's hard for them to find the guy that they want that will submit their statement to ring true. And that's what frustrating people. They're like, oh man, where are these guys that y'all say exist? And me and you both know these guys exist. They're all around. Guys getting money everywhere. But they just may not want you. Instead of saying, I just may not be good enough to get these guys, they say the guys don't exist. That's wild to me.
Right. Everybody has people in their past that could have been good for them, but for whatever reason, whether superficial, they wasn't cool enough, or for men, she had to look a certain way. We passed over people that was good for us. So we can't sit there and say there's not good people. We've all passed over people that could have been good for us for just crazy reasons. But the thing about it is, like you were saying, we've been through a lot of stuff, right? Men and women been through a lot of stuff, but we come in here, we compete with who's been traumatized the most. And it shouldn't be that way. You know what I mean? Like, we should try to understand each other's side so we can figure it out. Like, but for us to be around each other, and that shows that we actually want to figure it out with each other. We just don't know how to. And all we do is we trigger each other's traumas and stuff like this. I mean, you can have issues. You're going to have issues with the group of people that you spend the most time with. I mean, that's evident, right?
Exactly.
But even on that, the only issues that I would personally have is in relations with the people that I was in direct relations with. Mm-hmm. The rest of the black women, I haven't dated them, so I can't put it on them. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, nobody's 100% at fault in any relationship. We all play a part. And that's what we don't like to take accountability for. It's always got to be the other person's fault. Even if the other person wasn't good, you stayed. You may have not had up certain boundaries. There may be an issue why you attracted that person. You got to deal with that. But it's all their fault. We are grown people at some point in time. We are all the common denominators in our own story. So if you want more, you actually have to understand that you have more power and more agency. Just figure out the root of the issue And you know, we gotta start moving forward. The whole it's them fault. You can't control what people do, but you can control why did I get into the situation. That's what you can control.
Yeah, I think ultimately it's going to come down to it's just a lot of conflict, because the way I look at it is relationships have never been solved. Like when I look at them, like, dang, they had problems in the 50s, the 60s, the 70s. There ain't never been a year where there were no relationship problems. I don't see that dissolving. I see heartbreak, cheating, breakups, baby daddies, lying with kids forever persisting. I don't see that being a solvable case. I think the issue that exists is us not understanding each other. Like there was a point where men understood who women were and women understand who men were. Whether they like everything about them or dislike certain things, there was a better understanding. To me now, there seems like a lot of confusion. And that's where I think the problem is going to persist, because we don't seem to have a good sound understanding of men and women.
But because see, that's the thing though, is we're trying to compete for who has the most pain, and we're not even trying to understand each other. I think when it comes to us now, you know, we have so many layers, right? And number one, for us as men to want to struggle to figure out women, but don't want to go to therapy. You know, therapy is actually good. You know, sometimes it teaches you how to connect the dots. Like when it comes to what women go through and what men go through, you know, sometimes it's a little bit different. We take different avenues to, you know, on our journey, but it should serve us right to get to know about ourselves so we can try to get to know more about other people, because everybody is different. But you got different things as far as like adultification happens a lot to, you know, Black women, you know, growing up, you know, having to grow up a lot faster. You know, there's a lot of sexual related trauma. There's so much stuff that happens. And a lot of times we'll date people and not even notice the signs. You got people who may not have been diagnosed by mental health, right? They may not be aware of it. So if you're not aware of something, that may just be this, oh, that's just dawn, but maybe it's something more than that. So you could be in a relationship with somebody, both of y'all unaware. If you're unaware of the underlying trauma, how can you fix it? So you're fighting or trying to solve things at a surface level when there's something deeper than y'all both don't know. That's why sometimes you'll talk to people 3 years later and say, hey, well, you know what? I actually went to therapy and I found out that I was going through this. Now, had they had known that in that relationship, maybe that could have been fixed. That's why relationships are so hard, because we only know surface level stuff. There's so much stuff to learn, like not even just love languages, attachment styles, argument styles, mental health, but we don't want to learn that stuff. That's why a therapist, you can talk to a therapist about something you're going through with somebody and they can say, well, it may be this, it may be that. And they didn't even meet the person. So why don't we take that into account and learn, like, how do I, because when you say vet, what is vet? It's surface level. There's so much deeper than just vetting. If you know nothing about mental health, you could be with a person who has multiple personalities and you won't know. So vetting is surface. We have to actually learn these things now. In this day and age, you actually have to educate yourself about what this looks like. What does mental health look like? What does the signs of this trauma look like? And that's the work we don't do. And look, I've had to learn myself. I made a lot of mistakes myself. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us wasn't taught a lot of this stuff because our grandparents, you know, the way they got through things is they were tough. They showed tough love, but they didn't express it. Then when my parents came, they tried to express it a little bit more, but since they didn't get the teaching, they gave what they gave. Now we have access to all this information. It's a different ball game now. We have access to information where we can actually teach our kids so we can pass on something different. And that's just that's the struggle. We're trying to catch up now. Now we have the information, but since we haven't exercised it, we're stuck in that phase. But now the young kids are looking at us like, well, why should we listen to y'all? Because y'all in y'all 30s and 40s and y'all still haven't figured it out. So it's just a cycle, bro. It's a bad cycle.
It's been like this for years for me. The way right. I don't see it changing. I see a level of evolution as far as how family is being defined. Most people are not growing up with their uncles down the street. They don't. Most of our family are separated or other across town. We don't grow up the same. we're in a unique environment where it's different, and we're having to figure out how to operate in an environment that maybe me and you grew up with our uncles 5 minutes away, our aunties not too far away, grandma lived down the street. You see what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people grew up with those environments. We're not growing up with that anymore. If you ask most people how close they live to the vast majority of their family, there's a lot of distance. There is no walking down the street to their house. It's extremely rare now. We have a different societal system now, and operating in that, we don't have a previous example for it, at least that we've utilized. Now, that's what I see actually happening. And we have a level of autonomy and freedom in which we can do, and we are exercising that. And when you allow human beings to exercise their level of freedoms and emotions and range and all that, this is what you get. So it is what it is. My hope is for us to continue to listen to each other and challenge each other and say, hey, the way you think there, this is how I respond to that. So women can go, oh, when I talk like this and think like this, this is how the men respond. And then men go, hey, look, when this happened, the women are responding, because there is, I don't want to say there's a communication issue. There's a level of understanding. I don't think we understand each other very well at this current time.
Always tell, ask my sailors, like, how bad do you want something, right? Because we're looking for life or people to be honest. And sometimes either they're being dishonest or maybe they don't know. So we're looking for that instead of trying to learn for ourselves. So when I used to ask them, how bad do you want it? You can't expect life to figure it out for you, right? We say, well, I didn't grow up with this. I didn't have that. I didn't have that. How bad do you want it, right? And I ask that because if you don't have positive people around you or role models or whatever, how bad do you want it? You can go a lot of places and you can ask for mentorship. There's places that you can go. There's groups. I'm not saying that it has to be church, but there's groups where you can go get mentorship, but we're still waiting for it to fall in our lap. Like, position yourself to win. Like, you gotta want that, right? So, we all have been through some type of stuff, but at some point in time, we are all the common denominators in our own story. So if you have your own agency over your life and you want to be successful, you can't wait for people to do it for you. You got to do it. And on top of that, even if we're still trying to figure stuff out, and it gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, I'm in my 30s or I'm in my 40s. I mean, you get it when you get it, so you can't beat yourself up. But a motivating factor is, like, while we're going through this stuff, it's like, damn, I got kids. So if I haven't fixed something and I'm complaining about how bad my life is, what I'm doing is I'm taking away from the time that I can figure something out so I can give that time to my kids. Because when you struggle to say, woe is me, woe is me, woe is me, what do you give? You won't have time to do anything for your kids. And I think that's where those bad cycles get. Some of us living our second childhood, but we got kids that didn't ask to come into this world. So some men may say, I don't want to do counseling, I don't want to do therapy and all that type of stuff. Listen, you got kids. We got to be willing to do whatever it takes, because for the mistakes that we made, at some point in time, when do we get tired of making those same mistakes? And it's not to shame people. You get it when you get it. You may be 40, you may be 50, but you can still start today when you really want to get it, corrected. So we gotta be willing to do it, and we gotta also understand that, we have three levels of influence. We had our parents, we had our peers, and our environment, right? Now you have to add the internet, and that internet amplifies things times 5. So we got to be very careful, because we get caught up. We all have some levels of entertainment, and it's different for everybody. But even coming online, like, sometimes we won't be involved, but sometimes we'll sit in the chat, we'll listen to somebody, personal information get spread, we'll listen to people going through stuff, and we think, hey, I'm not directly involved, but you're still adding energy to the show. Mm-hmm. And I mean, there's some level of hypocrisy to everybody, and we don't understand. And even online, we all have been like, in our journey of life, we have either been only or unknown. A lot of times when we have our own, we don't want to talk about those traumas, so we come here and play some other trauma. So we have to be mindful, and we've all been guilty. We just have to be mindful. I can't expect to ask for blessings while I'm being a curse to somebody. It just doesn't work.
Yeah. Well, Nixon, I appreciate you coming up, brother, but we about to get up out of here, man. We reached the 3-hour mark today. I'm done today. I got all my thoughts out. HQ didn't argue with me throughout the show, and she still ain't proved how we hate women. So they ain't proved. But I appreciate you coming up, brother, and supporting the show.
Shout out to HQ. Shout out to you.
All right, bro. I appreciate it. All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys had a good show. Enjoyed yourself today. We'll be back at it again. When we back at it again, I don't know what day that is, but big shouts out to everybody that pulled up. It was a lot of fun today. I still say what I say, though. I say what I say. I don't know who set the trends, and I don't know who followed them, but this is my honest opinion. Women ain't looking for leaders. They looking for people to both lead. So, fellas, with that information, you operate as yourself, okay? Until next time.